DGS, 25% Ramen, and 22% Spencer Pratt. His campaign has been focused on wildfire recovery. If no one candidate gets 50% of the vote next week, then the top two head to the general election in November. Alex Stone, ABC News, Los Angeles.
From the business desk, a new trend in higher education, the 3-year bachelor's degree program. Heckinger senior higher education reporter John Marcus says it's driven by declining enrollment and a need for graduates in some high demand fields.
A little more than 60 colleges and universities nationwide that are doing this, but I think we can expect that to kind of accelerate.
Marcus says it generally takes 120 credits to get a bachelor's degree. This would roll it back to 90 credits, mostly doing away with electives. He says employers don't seem to care much, but graduate schools may. The Dow from Stifel is down 9 points to 50,634. We've got some road work on Lindbergh going north at Richardson Road. That's got the right lane and the right shoulder closed. Also northbound in Lindbergh at Elm Grove Lane. That's in the right lane. We've got a stalled vehicle, 44 going west at Grand. That's on the right shoulder. Also 44 west at the 50 exit at Union. We've got the right shoulder closed there.
Partly sunny skies in play as we go through our Thursday afternoon. There might be a little pop-up shower, but no big deal, 85. A lot of clouds take over tonight. Let's keep the evening dry and the overnight dry, 65. On Friday, mostly cloudy. Nothing more than a spot shower or a rumble of thunder. Still thinking pretty limited on Friday, 81 degrees. Mostly cloudy Friday night. The weekend, last weekend of May, Saturday, partly to mostly sunny, 83, and Sunday, sunny, 81. Check out the full moon. This weekend, second full moon of the month of May. It's the blue moon. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
We've got a few clouds out there. It's 82 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Guys, welcome into Thursday on DGS. Dave is out. Be back tomorrow. We're all here hanging out, doing our thing, and we're going to be busy today, man. We have a big Thursday for you. Obviously, normal features on Thursday, right? Mike Elam's going to be later on, and no, I'm not going to threaten to cancel. I don't want to steal a bit. But Mike Elam will be with us here a little bit later on. Dave Murray at 3:30. Janelle's going to join us in the 3 o'clock hour. We'll talk movies and TV and whatever else happens to come up. Ricky Horton today. With the Cardinals having an off day today, getting ready to take on the Cubs tomorrow. More on that in a second. We also have Brad Young at 2 o'clock. Some really cool, interesting legal stories to follow. And then J.C. Corcoran, friend of the show, is going to join us. It's Brian McKenna Day coming up this weekend. And first of all, that's hard to believe. That's been a year.
It is.
Second of all, I'm glad to see that this is continuing.
Me too. Yeah. I actually went to that event last year, and we're talking about this event they're having in South City coming up this weekend. I attended last year and saw a lot of great friends, and the best part, it was a very happy celebratory event, which is what Brian would want from something like this. So it's cool that it's going to go on and on.
Yeah,
really
and the
cool.
longer it goes, the more it'll continue to be that, right? Because you have the distance of time that doesn't get rid of the sadness or the pain, but it certainly calms it down, and you can focus on the good stuff and the cool memories of Brian McKenna. So we'll talk to JC a little later on this hour. As I mentioned, Cardinals and the Cubs start a 3-game series tomorrow, and tomorrow we're going to spend the second half of the show at Paddy O's. So if you want to join us, come on out for a couple of hours, have some drinks, have some food, get ready for Cardinals and Cubs. It's if you haven't been there, first of all, why? And if you have, you know where it is, but if you haven't, it's just right across the highway, just under 40 from home plate at the ballpark. You're there in 2 minutes if you walk from home plate and the home plate entrance through the parking lot underneath the overpass. It's right there. We're going to be out there starting around 3 o'clock, or at least half of us will be, right? I think Dave and I are going over a little early. You guys will follow a little bit after that. And then we'll also be blowing it out on some baseball coverage during that time, too, in advance of a cool weekend series against the Cubs. So a lot to do with that. We'll tell you more about it later on. But, again, the Cardinals are off today, so the rest of today is just normal programming, DGS, Redbird Rush Hour, and Sports Open Line. And then tomorrow we get back into baseball mode here on KMOX. I was just joking in the hallways, you guys. Have you guys been? I mean, I know you have it a little bit in your family, Rach. I was just out in the lobby, and like 3 different people are out there, all talking about and showing each other pictures of their babies that are basically brand new. Like Trisha's out there, Sean Malone, Jake, and I'm just like, I'm out here. I'm going like, okay, this is great. This is one of the moments I don't generally ever feel old, like almost never. Just now I felt so old because I'm looking at these grown-ass people who are talking about their tiny little babies, and some tinier than others. And I'm like, oh, yeah, my kid will turn 30 next year. This is great. I love that. That doesn't make me feel old at all.
Yeah, I know Trisha's baby Bernie has got to be like almost 2 now.
He's getting there, yeah. He's almost 2. In fact, we just covered that we were just talking about this. So you go from like Jake's kid, he's a little guy. Like I think he said 7 weeks when we were out there. Little guy. Yeah,
brand new.
Yeah. And it's funny, you go from when the baby's first born, you're measuring in days. He's 3 days old, 4 days, and then it's weeks. And then you get to the months, and the months things lasts until you're 2. And then once you're 2, we don't do months anymore. Yeah. Now it's just years.
I don't know. Some people are like, he's 36 months. And then I'm going, okay,
yeah, that's really rare. I mean, you're right. There are people that are very precise. But later on, you just say 2.5. I've never heard anybody say my kid is 27 months old.
Right.
I've literally never heard that. So then you get into maybe years and half years, like 2.5, 3.5, that kind of thing. And with kids, as they get older, they start counting it, right? They're like, I am 2 years, or no, they're too little at that point. I am 6 years and 3/4. I'm almost 7. But we end up going from days to weeks to months, and then it's years, but then it really becomes more decades. Like my kid's in there. I have a teenager. My kid's in their 20s. My kid's in their 30s. Whatever. Then it's really fun. It's nothing. It's nothing like super deep or super meaningful. It's just kind of a funny pattern where you start off really small, which makes sense because all you know is those first few days, and you're like, it's been 3 days, and at that point, 3 days, you're like, I don't even know what world I live in. What's happening? I haven't slept. I'm constantly on there. I don't want to drop the baby. I don't want anything to go wrong because you don't get that much instruction. You get a little bit, but you don't get that much instruction. I got lucky. I had basically preschool for dads because my sister was born when I was 18.
Oh, okay.
So I took care of my baby sister, diapers, feeding, bottles, taking, getting her to stop crying when she had, like, I got practice. I got to do all that. I didn't know any of that. And I had to teach Susan all that stuff because she hadn't done it. Just never, you don't get, and they tell you things, but they don't tell you everything.
Yeah.
You're like, do I do this? And then usually what you do is you rely on family, other people in the family that have had kids are like, oh, no, it's fine. You're okay. Or maybe you want to take care of that.
I didn't know up until a few years ago that little babies weren't supposed to drink water.
Right.
I did not know that. That was quite a shock. No, like I think until they're like 6 or 8 months, they're not supposed to drink anything.
Not just straight water. Right. There's water in the formula. Right.
Something about it upsets their little tummies or something like that.
Yeah, I don't
something
remember.
Like that.
I'm not going to say what I think it might do. Might cause gas. I don't know.
I thought you weren't going to say it.
I know, and then I did. But I think I might be wrong about that. I just know that it's there are a lot of little hidden things like that. Little Easter eggs that you discover on your own, and you're like, oh, well, I didn't know that one before. Guess I better pay attention to that. Yeah, it's great. And then you get to the point where you're like, my kid's a grown person. Now I'm old. That's what happens. But it's cool. And it's an interesting thing in a building like ours, right? Because nobody's super young. I mean, like the youngest people are,
early 20s.
There are some, I mean, that's pretty young for any professional environment, right? Because you're just out of college. But most of us are like grown. And you get these waves or these cycles of people that are going through it, and you're just like, man, such a long time ago. And you do forget. Like, I think of Matt Pauly, man. It's got 2 little ones, and he's got a crazy schedule. That's nuts. I don't know how he sleeps. I guess the answer is I don't think he does.
Yeah.
I don't think he does. That's probably the most unheralded thing. You guys, forgetting babies and children, all that, there isn't much more, and I think Dave has been living this for the last couple days. There isn't much that jacks you up more than lack of sleep.
Oh, yeah.
It literally ruins everything. You feel terrible. Your brain stops functioning right. You start forgetting things.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, I haven't been sleeping too well the past 4 or 5 nights, and
Oh, really?
I'm feeling down. I'm not feeling like myself.
What's the biggest impact on you? Because for me, the biggest impact tends to be I either fall asleep unexpectedly, like sitting on the couch, like I don't mean to, but I do, or it just means I cannot wake up. It takes me forever to wake up. But then once I go, I'm pretty much like a rock rolling down the hill. I'm like, once I'm going, I'm all right. It's as soon as I stop that it's going to hit me.
My big thing that keeps me from sleeping.
No, I meant that like when you aren't sleeping, do you notice? Is it brain fog? Is it just being tired?
Yeah, brain fog and just general, just everything just seems worse than it is. I think that's probably pretty common.
That's no, because it is worse.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is one of the things we've learned a lot about. Would you guys say in the last, and I mean we as a society, but. Specifically, me being a sports guy, this has been a major, major area of study in sports when it comes to sleep and how it impacts performance. And professional athletes sleep. Like they schedule their sleep. They will even say, hey, I'm going to go stay in a hotel for these days because I have an event, so I can't be doing normal. I need to sleep because it does impact your performance.
Yeah, I always think about these politicians, particularly people who are running for president and the extreme schedule they're on. And a lot of times these people are late 60s and older. And I just think so you've just had this event that's going to give you more adrenaline than most people are going to experience in their lifetime, because all the pressure is on you. And you just go home and you get in bed. I think all those people have some sort of special drug that knocks them out.
Oh, I bet.
Immediately. And I would like to get my hands on that.
Except for the midnight tweeter.
Well, yeah. I don't know what's going on with him.
My dude doesn't sleep.
He doesn't need it, apparently. He's doing great without it.
Yeah, see, that's something that I think certain groups of people, and I might put a lot of the bro influencers or even a lot of the super rich people, if you're sleeping more than 6 hours a day, no, that's bad. It's not good for you. You may think you're doing well, but you're just being fueled by your own psychological issues. You're not really operating at your peak.
Yeah.
If you're going on too little sleep.
Well, and it's also interesting that their definition of success and happiness, I guess, is purely material goods and what you can prove that you've accomplished in the eyes of other people, not even in your own eyes. It's just throughout society. Oh, if I can prove I'm the best in this group of people, that means I'm somehow morally superior or somehow leading a better life than you. I don't know. That sounds kind of silly to me, but.
Get your sleep, people.
Who's that one guy, Brian Johnson? You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know
the guy from AC/DC?
No, the guy who's drinking his son's blood.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, that psycho, yeah.
Doing all kinds of weird stuff with his girlfriend.
I mean, we all know he's not really drinking it, but he's definitely taking it.
Yeah.
He's definitely.
I don't draw a hard line between those two things.
There's a technical difference, but yes.
If you're drinking it or injecting it into your own bloodstream.
Well, the funny thing is, oh my goodness, he's only 48. So his whole thing is I look incredible. And I'm like, well, Wheels, you look better than him. And you're at least,
I'm not even normally going to flex. I'm not normally going to flex like that, but I would agree with you.
Yeah,
when I met you, I thought you were 20 years younger than you are. I thought you were 5 or 6 years older than me.
This guy's whole thing is I'm a biohacker. I look and feel incredible. And I'm not even 50 yet. It's dude, calm down.
But you should look fine at 48.
Yeah.
Especially when you're super rich.
Yeah.
You get all the best food. You can have all the time in the world to train. You got all the best supplements and all the best medical care.
All the best son's blood.
All the best, eventually, plastic surgery and all that. Duh. You don't, and honestly, what he really looks like is a guy in his 40s trying to look like his son, which makes you look kind of pathetic. Why? It's not achieving what you think it is, I guess is my point.
let's see how much this guy's sleeping. Anyway, that's how I got to thinking about him.
Yeah, my guess would be he probably sleeps quite a bit.
He follows a 4-hour rule before bed.
Wait, a whole 4-hour what?
Rule. He doesn't eat 4 hours before bed.
Oh, okay.
You know, I've actually heard this a lot.
Yeah, no, that's pretty normal. Yeah.
You know what? Never mind. I like this guy.
Do
I
you?
think he's got it all figured out.
I mean, you know.
Just kidding.
I usually don't eat 4 minutes before bed, and I find that works pretty well.
Yeah,
Okay, sometimes I do eat 4 minutes before bed.
And also, do we even? I haven't read much about the story, but I think it's a fair question. Does science even back what he's saying he's accomplishing?
It doesn't really seem to. I have looked into it a very base level.
Yeah.
But most people seem to agree that what he's doing is like theoretically
right. It's in theory, right?
Helpful, but like doesn't seem to actually be bearing any real fruit.
Well, when you got money, you can try whatever you want, I guess. Because if it was that big of a thing, wouldn't a lot of billionaires be doing it?
Yeah.
Like if it was proven?
Yeah. I mean, it seems like...
Well, they don't all have such blood-filled sons.
And I say they might also not be freaks that are going to take their children's blood.
Does Jeff Bezos have kids? Do we
I don't know,
this?
but I want to keep them away from him. Sorry,
okay,
that was a joke.
My day has reached a new low. I just Googled the words Jeff Bezos offspring. He does have a son. His name is Preston.
What if what the result was showed that he loved the band The Offspring?
Tell you guys about my friend John Moriarty at E3 Wealth. John is a financial planner and a business coach, and he can talk to you like I'm a W-2 employee, right? And there are only so many things I can do to reduce my taxes and such. And he would help me and he would help you. But what he really loves to do and what he's really great at is he is a financial planner and business coach for people who own businesses or who are entrepreneurs. Because as I learned for a couple of years back when I had an LLC, you can really, really take advantage of a lot of things that W-2 employees could not. And John is just an expert at that. All you have to do is go to e3wealth.com, give him a call, let him know you heard about him on the DGS. You can go into his office. You can meet him at Spencer's Grill in Kirkwood, spend a half hour with him, see what you think of him. If it's a match, you could do really, really well. He's also great if you want to pass your business down to your kids or if you want to sell even to a competitor. He does that as well. e3wealth.com.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-700-6898. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-700-6898. That's 800-700-6898. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-700-6898. 800-700-6898.
Is your home, business, or church looking tired, chalky, or in need of curb appeal? Go Rhino. Tired of painting year after year? Go Rhino. Our unique 3M ceramic technology is perfect for brick, stucco, aluminum, steel, color lock masonite, and more. It's backed by our 25-year transferable warranty to not chip, crack, or peel. Great if you're staying, and even better if you're selling. Our ceramic coating allows you to maintain all of your architectural features. The decision to do vinyl will leave your home looking like a plastic moldy box. With Rhino Shield, in 15 years, your home will still have that, wow, it looks like you just got it painted. We've done large condo complexes, parking garages, pole barns, and commercial strip malls. We coat sloped and flat roofs to extend their lives too. Evaluations are free. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com. See what we did there? Genius. Tell them, ladies.
No paint, don't Rhino. Go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Hi, Hi, I'm Michelle from Bethesda. You've probably heard me talk with Dave on the air about Bethesda in general, but not specifically about the Bethesda Terrace Independent Living Community in Oakville. What makes Bethesda Terrace truly special is our gorgeous 10-acre backyard with water features and walking paths. It's the perfect place to relax and enjoy yourself with friends. And if you have a dog, we have a dog park. Our experienced team would love to show you how easy it is to join the Bethesda family. Go to BethesdaHealth.org and click Contact Us. Complete the form. We'll take it from there.
One city, one voice. KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
All right, it's DGS on a Thursday. Dave will be back tomorrow. The rest of us here doing our normal thing. JC Corkin's going to pop in at the bottom of the hour. We'll talk about Brian McKenna Day coming up this weekend. Brad Young will be at 2 o'clock, and then we got Ricky Horton, Janelle, Mike Elam, Dave Murray. We're going to be really busy today. Follow up to that story that we finished with, the billionaire Brian Johnson, who was taking his 17-year-old son's blood to look younger and fight aging. I missed the last 2+ years of news on this topic because I just found a story from 2023 saying that he stopped doing that because it wasn't working. So we were just having that discussion about the science. Does the science? Nope. So he spent all that money.
I miss being able to walk around in the daylight, he said.
Yeah. He spent $2 million a year for however much time for nothing.
Yeah, but
and also
when you have money
weird.
like that, it is.
But don't you want to know something's gonna work before you do it? Like, especially when you're a billionaire and you've got all the access to any information you want.
So he got rich because he founded Kernel. It is a neuroprosthetics company.
Ooh.
They research neuroprosthetics devices implanted into the brain that mimic, substitute, or assist brain functions. Very interesting.
Man, it seems like a pretty cool thing to be a part of. But really weird taking your family's blood.
Yeah.
You know, every family's different.
And I mean for cosmetic reasons, right? Like if it was, okay, we have illnesses involved. All right, cool, totally normal, totally fine. You know, you got a match, whatever. But when you're doing it for cosmetic reasons because you're so deathly afraid of looking your age, you can look younger. There are a lot of people in Hollywood that look younger.
He's got the worst illness of all. He looks bad.
When did we decide that as a society that like looking your age was the worst thing that could ever happen to you?
I don't know. That's a good question because maybe it's just started with the ability scientifically, whether it's plastic surgery or supplements or exercise, whatever, when we just found out that we could do it. You know, because forever, think about it. When I was a kid, and I mean even getting into teenage years, like if you were like my grandmother wasn't that old for real. Like she was in her 40s when I was born. She might have been in her 50s when I was 10, 11, 12 years old. And she looked super old to me because I was a kid, but also because the style was this is what you look like, right? You age and you are what you are. There was not a lot of fighting it, and there was not a lot, maybe a little hair color here and there, things like that. But it wasn't like now, and I don't mind it. I mean, I think it's cool that we can be more active and stay like live younger, even as you get older. But I think the living younger is much more important than whether or not you look exactly like you did when you were 30 or 35. Because guess what? You're not going to. Not unless you have money. And people don't notice this enough, I don't think, with like Hollywood stars and things like that. Like if you see, I'll use Tom Cruise as the example because he doesn't look like he ages. Although lately he's looked a little bit more like he is a bit. But if you saw him in person, no makeup, no special lighting, no nothing, he's going to look pretty close to his age.
Yeah.
If you see him on a screen where you've got lights and makeup and he's been working out, and he works out too. I'm not trying to crap on Tom Cruise. I'm just saying that what you see on the screen is not necessarily what you would see standing in front of them in a normal setting.
Yeah. And like even I don't know, it's just an interesting thing to think about. It just feels like we've monetized like I don't know. Back in the day, you're talking about your grandma wheels. Like, I'm sure she just wasn't under the amount of pressure that people are under now to maintain something.
Yeah,
and then, like, the economy has figured out how to be like, yeah, we could really squeeze a lot of money out of these people if we can convince them that we can keep them looking 20 years younger than they actually are.
And you can look younger than your age if you don't act your age. Right? If you do small, subtle things, but anything like these extreme, like I'm going to reverse aging. No, you're not.
Yeah, because, I mean...
Not yet. I mean, I know people are studying how to slow and stop aging, on the genetic level, but we ain't there yet.
Yeah.
The thing that you need in the morning, when you first wake up.
Total Information AM.
I like to be informed with the news and like to know, like in the mornings, I like to know what's going on.
Debbie Monterey, Megan Lynch, Tom Ackerman.
It's always smart to know what's going on.
Your morning news and information.
The national and local news.
Weather.
Sports.
I like the traffic reports.
Total Information AM.
I listen to it in the mornings, so it really gets me going.
Total Information AM. Weekdays 5 to 9 on the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
Dr. Maupin at BioBalance Health. You guys know this as well as I do. You're feeling like maybe you've lost your testosterone. There's every chance that you have. It used to be a 50 and up kind of thing. And for whatever reason, diet or environment or who knows, we're losing our testosterone, men and women, earlier and earlier. Dr. Maupin has lots of people in their 40s. I'm 61, some people in their 70s. And you get these bioidentical hormone replacement pellets. That's a mouthful. Takes about 10 minutes to have them inserted. You get a numbing shot. It's no big whoop. And then you just feel better. Sexually, libido comes back, performance comes back. In the gym, you're going to be able to work out and actually get gains from it. And then right next door is BioBalance Skin, where you can get Botox and chemical peels and microneedling. You might want to just kind of freshen up the face. You can do that at biobalancehealth.com.
The final home game of the season is here, St. Louis. Your St. Louis Battlehawks hit the field Friday, May 29th at 7 p.m. against the Dallas Renegades at the Dome at America Center. It's Battlehawk Kids Day, packed with family fun, Battlehawks energy, and an Archie bobblehead giveaway while supplies last. Join Battlehawks Nation. Bring the whole crew and help close out the season the only way St. Louis knows how. Loud and proud. Caw-caw. Because caw is the law. Get tickets starting at just $18 at UFLBattlehawks.com or Ticketmaster.
Here's Dave Murray's weather forecast.
Two things coming up this weekend besides some really nice weather. It's the second full moon of the month of May, known as the blue moon. It's also the last weekend of the month of May. Let's call it partly sunny on this Thursday afternoon. Nothing more than a spot shower. 85 degrees. A lot of clouds take over tonight, but no rain. 65 on Friday, mostly cloudy. Some spotty showers, maybe a rumble of thunder, but very limited on Friday, 81. That weekend, Saturday, plenty of sunshine, partly to mostly sunny and 83, and Sunday sunny and 81. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
It's 1:30. This time check sponsored by Paramount Men's Medical Center.
Last year, I had back pain radiating down my right leg. The pain was so bad I was willing to cut my leg off to stop the pain. I could barely walk and had to stoop over when I did just to take pressure off the spine. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. In my professional career, I've represented thousands of people who've had herniated discs and issues with their neck and back, but never fully appreciated what they were going through until it was my turn. It's like trying to describe colors to a blind person who's never had sight. All I can tell you is it hurt like hell, but worse. My daily walk was gone, and that bothered me a great deal. Then I thought of all of you and how much more devastating this type of injury could be for you. My life stopped. I now feel your pain. Just know at Morgan & Morgan, we got your back. I understand. Morgan means more.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results. Every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
As I've been telling you, FanDuel is an official partner of KMOX here, and this is a reminder to check in on the app daily. Why are you going to want to do that? Because every day during the NBA playoffs, which are ongoing, FanDuel is serving up a happy hour. You've heard me talk about it before. We are talking now about special drops that you're not going to want to miss, like profit boosts or bonus bets and a whole lot more than that. Just check for a new reward every single day of the NBA playoffs, and you are not going to want to miss your shot to get a little extra out of the action. Go to FanDuel.com/Missouri to get started. That's FanDuel.com/Missouri. Must be 21 or over and present in Missouri. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Get inside your Redbirds in the 2026 season every Tuesday at noon. It's All Access with Cardinals manager Ollie Marmol on your voice of the Cardinals, KMOX.
All right, back on DGS on a Thursday. Dave will be back tomorrow. The rest of us are here doing our normal thing. Busy day today. As I mentioned, Brad Young, top of the hour. Ricky Horton, 2:30. Janelle's going to join us in studio at 3 to talk movies and TV. Dave Murray, 3:30. Mike Elam, 4 o'clock. Very busy. And, of course, our buddy J.C. Corcoran is in right now. We're going to talk a bit about Brian McKenna Day this weekend in just a second. But first, I got to tell everybody what you just said.
What did I just say?
You just said, you said, how much time do we have for the segment? You're being a radio guy, right? I mean, you understand pacing, segments, breaks, all that. And I said, hey, we can do whatever we want. And you're like, we can take it right up to Cardinals baseball, right? Sure. I'm like, yeah, they don't play again until tomorrow, JC. So are you in for the next 28 hours?
That's right. That's right. The Cubs are playing. Cubs are playing tonight, and then it's Cubs Cardinals this weekend. The weather is supposed to be magnificent.
Yeah.
They can't get crowds in there this weekend.
Oh, they will.
You know,
it'll be big this weekend.
Got to get people in there. Of course, now is the real test because you're going to see because the kids get out of school here this week, and it's going to be very interesting to watch the crowd sizes.
Yeah, for the Cubs, I have no worries. I think it's going to be either sold out or close to it every day.
Yeah.
And you'll see a lot of blue and red. You'll see both. And just like when you go up to Wrigley, you'll see a lot of red up there. It's just kind of that's one of the cool things about this back and forth. Even when one of the teams is struggling a little bit, the games are still crowded. They're still energetic. You get fans from both teams there. It'll be good.
I have a 12-year-old daughter. Well, I have 2 grown kids, but I got a 12-year-old daughter. 16. What am I thinking?
12, 16.
16, what is it?
You're just measuring in quarter centuries at this point.
It's all a blur at this point, you know. But she's 16, and she doesn't really talk about baseball, but we're going to be in Chicago all next week, and she said she wanted to go see a game at Wrigley. So we're going to see a Cubs game at Wrigley Field Thursday night. And it's like, wow, I wonder if after all this time of showing no interest really in baseball whatsoever, that all of a sudden the Corcoran baseball gene kicked in.
Yeah.
You know? And you used to work right down the street from my uncle who played for started with the Brooklyn Dodgers and then the Cubs from 58 to 64. He lived at 2436 Maple Lane in Northbrook, Illinois.
Oh, yeah, I worked really right down the road from there.
Right, because you were at the Sporting News.
Yeah, Sporting News Radio was in Northbrook, which is northern suburbs of Chicago. Yeah,
right. And I think maybe even my old friend Scott Clifton may have been the chief
Scott
engineer.
He was our engineer. Scott was a great guy.
Chief engineer, you know.
Yeah. I knew he was a St. Louis guy, even going back to then.
Yeah, Metro East, but you know, he was in charge of Oprah's whole satellite channel there for a while.
Did not know that.
Yeah, I mean, he's got some amazing credentials.
Yeah.
And to look at him, he's not the kind of guy that looks flashy, you know.
He's super smart, though.
Yeah, he's a smart guy.
Yeah,
man.
he sure
he's
is.
A smart
sure
guy.
Is.
You know, you want to know anything about equipment or what it does or, you know, I've been in this business, I don't know, over 50 years now. I still have no idea how radio works. Do you? Understand how we talk into these little things and it just goes out? Do you understand it?
I do. But
really?
I don't know how we get it to that point, like how we figured it out.
Yeah,
but
who figured it out?
I don't know, dude.
Like, you know what? I'm going to try something
Probably
here.
Nikola Tesla. And probably him. He figured out a lot of stuff before everybody else.
Yeah.
But it's pretty brilliant, isn't it? Like, just simply, you know, waves through the air.
It's like Albert Brooks in broadcast news. I say it here, and it comes out there.
It's that simple. It's that simple. Let's talk about this weekend. Obviously, this weekend is Cards Cubs, as we referred to, but it's also a big weekend for all of us that knew Brian McKenna. First of all, JC, Brian McKenna Day is coming up on the 30th, and that's this Saturday. I can't believe it's been a year.
I know. I was here a year ago, and thank you very much for having me on last year to plug the event. We did. The crowd was. I did a head count at about 5 in the afternoon, and it came back at about 2,600. But that didn't count all the people who had been there for the first 4 hours,
and maybe went home or whatever.
And so they estimated the crowd at 5,000. And this year, with 1 year under our belts and everybody doing things a little more efficiently, we have more sponsors, all that sort of stuff, but capitalizing on all the stuff that worked last year. So we block off the streets at Nottingham and Mackland.
Okay.
And the restaurants and the bars all set up along the streets, and it's the giant street party of the year. Got to thank the weather gods. Dave, wherever you are. Dave and Dave were supposedly together this week, because I talked to Dave Murray. He's like, yeah, Glover's going to be out here. We're going to try to get together for lunch or something. But anyhow, sunny and 83 degrees for Saturday.
Perfect.
Fix Newton, one of the great cover bands in St. Louis. There's a lot of really good cover bands. Trixie Delight, my friend Clint and Kelly are great. Fix Newton played last year, and they just rocked the place. They were really good and a fantastic sound system that just booms all along Mackland there. Park wherever you can get a parking space. It goes from 2 until 7. We raised about $70,000 last year. All the proceeds go to a variety of cancer-related funds that were close to Brian's heart. I don't know if I told this story last time. I told this story another place yesterday, and they were like, we never heard that story. Brian had beaten cancer twice. And I just recently learned that the prognosis for a third bout might have not looked particularly good.
Right.
And, of course, Brian was then hit by a car and killed, and we started doing all this stuff. But Brian, knowing that his days may have been numbered, not from the way he eventually did die, but maybe from something else. But his best friend, Stephanie Bosich, he said, look, I've got a sealed envelope in the top drawer of my credenza. If anything ever happens to me, go grab that envelope and follow accordingly. And in there was everything we did last year.
Really?
Right down to the
down to the letter, huh?
Right down to the band he wanted and the celebration of life. And he wanted everybody out there smiling and drinking and eating and just telling old stories and having a great old time. That's what last year I shook hands with people I can't even stand.
That's because everybody likes Brian.
The goodwill out there last year was remarkable. So we're gonna do it again.
That's cool. So 2 to 7 Saturday.
2 to 7 Saturday.
And you said Mackland from
right at Nottingham.
Right at Nottingham. Okay, so right at that intersection there.
Got the couple of St. Louis's finest will shut down the streets.
Awesome.
On Saturday.
So food, drinks. You mentioned the music.
Well, last year I wish I could remember what the restaurant was, but they were doing the margaritas. And when you're emceeing an event and helping to organize everything, it was probably 4 hours into the event before I had 5 minutes to just catch my breath. So I go stand in the margarita line and give me a margarita, okay, and I just pounded it. And while I was still, I said, you know what, give me another one.
Oh,
okay.
So what you're saying is your emceeing was elevated after that.
Well, wait. So now I'm walking back to the stage, and it's like a 2-block walk. And the first one kicked in. And it was like, man, do I love a restaurant or bar that actually puts some freaking tequila into the margaritas. Some kick, man. And they did. So everybody nobody was feeling any pain out there. and again, just the way Brian would have wanted it. By the way, I was just going to mention this because I forgot about this. They're going to place a plaque with Brian's name on it at the David R. Francis statue in Francis Park.
Oh, cool.
That's
honoring
awesome.
Brian's legacy.
That's
Isn't
awesome.
that the coolest thing?
That's really
That's
cool.
really awesome.
Yeah. So all of that, again, like I said, 2 to 7, Mackland at Nottingham Park, wherever you can find a space. It is a little challenging, especially the later you get there.
Yeah.
But it can be done. I saw people coming and going a lot. And we just hope to see you out there. The weather is supposed to be magnificent.
It is. Is there a spot on social media or anything where people could find out more if they forget it or they miss out?
Just my Facebook page.
Just go to your Facebook page?
The Showgram with J.C. Corcoran.
Okay.
You can go there, and I have a lot of information listed. It's really interesting coming into this place again, by the way. When I come through here, it's a mix of emotions because I had my...
Love and hate?
Well, I had my infamous, not necessarily in that order. I had my illustrious 53-day run here at this place. The guy who was running it at the time, a lot of people have said that this guy reminded them a lot of Robert Duvall's character in the movie Network. Somebody whose suit was on a little too tight. And, he made the announcement that I was coming over to KMOX. And the onslaught, the avalanche of listener protest. I read each one of the 800 letters that came in. This was back in 1992, so people were still writing letters.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of them were written on greeting cards and written by people with names that hadn't been assigned to a human being in 100 years. Gladys, Biddy Tibbler, stuff like that.
Not that you took it personally.
It could be anybody.
It's like naming the real people that were.
I'm sure this was addressed to me. And I think that what happened is that he's really started to backpedal between the time that the announcement was made and the time that I did my first show. So by the time I got on the air, it was like, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, and whatever you do, don't do that. And so, I was so boxed in, and the whole thing just misfired from the beginning. And, but it is interesting that at the old place, before you moved over here,
Memorial Drive, yeah,
the whole hallway was lined with dozens and dozens of famous broadcasters who had graced the airwaves.
Oh, yeah.
Of 1120
the Jack Buck photos and the
not one of me.
Yeah, not yet. You didn't. Yeah, you only been there a minute.
I didn't get a picture up there. So, but again,
there's one.
I didn't take it personally.
There's one of you in Dave's office.
Is there really?
I don't know.
Rach, she's just trying to make me feel better.
I know. You're my friend. I like you, JC. I like you.
Yeah, I like you. You know what? You probably don't remember this because it might have been Francis Park, as a matter of fact.
It was. I know where you're going.
We played in the celebrity softball game.
The first time I met you in person.
Yes.
Was at Brian's charity softball game at Francis Park.
That's so cool.
I pitched. You played third base.
I moved around. I was playing left-handed for a lot of it because I had a shoulder injury. So I was playing with my opposite hand. And let's see, Angela Huddy was out there from Fox 2.
That's right. She played first base.
Yes, she did because she was a player. And Angela's now one of our good friends. That's the first time that she and I met. And she ended up adopting the dog we were fostering at that time. And she had Mo for years after that, for probably 12 years after that.
Rachel, I can't tell you on the air what Angela said about how, when she was playing first base, what to aim at when you threw the ball across the infield. But you can probably figure it out.
I have some ideas, yeah.
Yeah.
I have theories.
It was her shoes. She wanted you to aim at the shoes.
Let's just put it this way. They were visible from space.
You had, we had, if I remember correctly, we had some really good trash talk going in that one. Not just you and I, but like a whole bunch of us.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember who we played against.
I don't remember at all, but I think it was
Andy Banker was out there.
Andy was out there. We were all on the same team, but I think it was against Brian's church softball team, if I remember correctly.
That was probably it. Yeah,
I think that's what it was.
Well, that brings up an interesting point too, because I don't remember if you participated in this game. But the Joe Buck softball game, which was played over in Sauget at the
I don't think I did.
minor league ballpark out there, and it was the Brittle Boned Media All-Stars, the St. Louis athletes, alums.
Right.
So we had ex-Blues players, ex-Cardinal players out there, and after 3 innings, the score was 10-0, Brittle Boned Media Stars. And they started to sort of not like that.
They started to try then.
And one of the one of the people on the opposing team was one Mr. Kelly Chase.
Uh-huh.
And as I was rounding third on my third home run of the game, Kelly Chase emerged from the visitors' dugout, cut me off as I was rounding third, picked me up and took me over in front of the dugout and body slammed me. So much so that the next morning, my phone rang at 7:00 the next morning, and it was Joe Buck. And he said, I'm just calling to see if you were all right. He says, we were all sitting there watching it going. He said, he looked over to Jason Patrick, the actor, who, by the way, is Jackie Gleason's nephew.
Oh, I did not know that.
Jason Patrick and I were getting along really well. He said, I looked over to Jason and I said, did you see that? I was like, somebody might have wanted to intervene. Kelly, we love you. We love you. But be sending Dr. Bill for the chiropractic services.
All right, let's go over the stuff for Saturday again, real quick.
2 to 7 on Saturday afternoon. Just bring a wad of cash because you'll be eating and you'll be drinking and you'll be smiling and you'll be rubbing elbows with a lot of Brian's celebrity and media friends and stuff like that. And proceeds go to a variety of cancer charities, and I just think it's going to be a great day. Sunny awesome. At 83.
So if you miss any of that, find JC Showgram on Facebook. You'll have it all there. We can post it on our Facebook, too. We'll put it on the DGS page also, and we'll drop it a couple more times today.
Please do.
JC, you're the best. Good to see you, buddy.
It's great. Thanks for having me, guys.
So recently introduced you guys to a new friend of mine, and he is a new friend. His name is Ben Barnett. He is the owner of Timberline Professional Tree Care. You can find him at stltreecare.com. I just been telling the guys, like, he's a good dude, man. I really like him. Reminds me of the people I grew up with over in South Roxana. His word is his bond. You shake his hand. That's all you're going to need. He is one of the very few board-certified master arborists in the region. He also has 7 other certified arborists working with him. Whether you have tree damage from a storm or it just looks like your favorite tree has some sort of a fungus or bugs are attacking it or leaves are turning brown, whatever it is, you can trust Ben and his crews to do a great job, to be fair with you on the price, and to always just tell you the truth. You can find him at stltreecare.com, whether it's for a whole yard or just one tree very specifically, as Timberline Professional Tree Care, stltreecare.com for Ben Barnett.
Feel the rhythm and turn it up, St. Louis. Legendary rock icons Santana and the Doobie Brothers are bringing the heat to Hollywood Casino Amphitheater June 20th for the Oneness Tour 2026. From Black Magic Woman to Listen to the Music, this is the concert event fans don't want to miss. It'll be a summer night soon not forgotten. Santana, the Doobie Brothers. Tickets available at Ticketmaster.com. For more info, go to KMOX.com/events.
Working hard but still falling behind? Learn how real estate investing can help you build income and move forward with purpose. Text RADIO to 88007. That's RADIO to 88007. Presented by Lifestyles Unlimited.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce.
It's spruce, the weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people, pets, and bees. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour, and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Spruce, pet friendly, weed deadly. Find wherever weed killers are sold.
This is Congressman Bob Onder. Americans demanded border security, and House Republicans delivered. According to the Department of Homeland Security, for 10 consecutive months, U.S. Customs and Border Protection has reported 0 illegal aliens released at the border. I'm proud to have worked with the Trump administration to secure our southern border and uphold our immigration laws, and will keep fighting to advance strong policies that protect Missourians and keep America safe.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, you're not alone. Most importantly, you don't have to live with it. Paramount Men's Medical Center restores men's sex lives in just 1 visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, even when Viagra and Cialis don't work. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
Paramount Men's Medical Center's painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. 98% of patients see instant results right in the office.
Men are now lasting longer than they ever imagined. And the best part, at Paramount Men's Medical Center, your consultation and first treatment are free. Qualified patients even get their testosterone checked free. Call 314-720-8444. 314-720-8444. Take control of your sex life. Call now. 314-720-8444.
Broadcasting from the Scott Credit Union Studio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Rach, I don't know what inspired you on the music today, but it has given me strong backseat of the station wagon vibes when I was a kid. Like Steve Miller Band, this kind of stuff. This is what my dad always had on when we were on road trips from Michigan to Florida. And then my mom would win, too. So, like, my dads were always Steve Miller Band, basically classic rock, right? But mostly classic rock. Eric Clapton stuff. My mom was always Billy Joel, sometimes Barry Manilow, which really sucked. But, like, it's a total flashback to, like, summer of 1979, 80, taking trips in the car in the Florida and listening to it on the 8-track player in our station wagon.
Nice.
So you got the flashbacks working.
Yeah, I feel like this is just kind of like bread and butter DGS bumper music, you know?
Yeah, it is. But every one of them is like, man, I'm now 10 years old again. Of course, some of these are either I'm not doing the time frame exact on these. Right? I don't remember the exact
10-ish.
release date for Jailbreak. But I know I feel like it was the 70s. So yeah, Dave out again today, back tomorrow. And tomorrow I want to remind everybody we're going to be at Paddy O's from roughly 3 until 5 o'clock. And then Matt Pauley will do pregame. I'm not sure if Matt's going to be there for pregame or not. Or like we're going to be doing pregame from there or not because it's so close to the stadium. But we'll see about that. But anyway, we're out there tomorrow. They're going to do it up big for Cardinals and Cubs this weekend. And it should be interesting. The Cubs broke their losing streak last night, which I think is a good thing for the Cardinals. You always hate when teams come in on losing streaks because it's the thing we call the do factor. And this has nothing to do with Dave Murray's weather. The do factor in weather is the DEW. The do factor in baseball or sports is
Mountain Dew.
DUE. I wish. It's DUE. You're due to win. And when you don't want to see teams coming in with a lot of losses in a row because there's likely the odds are going to switch. So
interesting.
It's not an exact science. There's no real math to it. It's just the assumption that we make. All right, so a reminder, Brad Young's got some really cool topics. We're going to get to some legal stuff at the top of the hour with Brad. Ricky Horton at 2:30, Janelle at 3 o'clock. Will hang with us, I should say, for an hour. Dave Murray, Mike Elam. So we're busy on a Thursday, man. And then tomorrow's not going to be quiet at all. Tomorrow's going to be really busy.
It is going to be busy.
And yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I just wanted to remind everyone, just per our segment with JC that we just did, if you want more information about Brian McKenna Day this Saturday, May 30th, we have just posted that to our Facebook page.
Great.
Also up on our Facebook page, a link to the St. Louis Magazine Reader's Choice A-List Awards 2026. I'm going to go vote for the Dave Glover
early,
Show right
often.
now for Best News Talk Radio Show. I encourage you to do the same.
Vote early, vote often.
Absolutely.
The Chicago way. Oh, man. I don't have time to get into this too much, but did you watch the show Narcos on Netflix?
Maybe like the first couple episodes, but I didn't get super into it.
The second series of it was Narcos Mexico, and I just got past the part where they rigged an election. That's kind of where I was thinking about. So vote that way. Vote the... Get out there.
Figure out. You just create a
just
couple
get out
new
there and
email
add
addresses.
some zeros behind the numbers next to Dave Glover. That's
Show
what I'm
us
saying.
you like us. That's all we're saying.
Experience the fierce passion and forbidden love of Romeo and Juliet at Opera Theater of St. Louis. This summer, let the world's most famous love stories sweep you off your feet with epic romance, drama, and heartbreak. See Shakespeare's masterpiece brought to life on stage with a lush score that will stir your soul. Performances run from June 13th through 27th. Tickets start at just $25. Secure your seats today at experienceopera.org for a magical summer night.
All right, you guys, NBA Finals start tonight. The best place you can have fun with that is FanDuel Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of KMOX. And look, they're giving us all better payouts on same-game parlays throughout the NBA playoffs. Well, That's not going to last that much longer, right? It might only be 4 more games. It could be 7 more games, but we're into the NBA Finals now, so really it's your last go if you want to take advantage of this. So you've got more ways to build value, and you can stack your picks the way that you want to for every game, every matchup, every moment. I've already got my bonus for tonight for game 1 between Oklahoma City and New York. I have not made my selections yet. I'm still kind of figuring out what I want to do with that same game parlay. But you guys just jump in on the fun, man. If you're betting same game parlays, you want to do it on FanDuel. You just have more options, better payouts. And obviously, that's going to continue through the NBA Finals here. If you want to join me in the fun, just go to FanDuel.com/Missouri. That's where you can get yourself started. If you're already on there, just go every day and find out what things they're offering you. FanDuel is an official partner of the NBA. Just remember, you have to be 21 or older and present in Missouri. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Tell you guys about Michael's Flooring Outlet. Couldn't be simpler. If you or someone in your circle of friends, your crew, needs new flooring, we have everything that everyone else does, except maybe a couple of places like in Clayton and Ladue that are going to have super, super, super crazy expensive stuff. Now, if you want to go there and shop and take a picture of the SKU and bring it in, we can get that stuff in a couple of weeks and save you a lot of money. But you go to Lowe's or Home Depot or Lumber Liquidators or any of those competitions, they're going to have Mohawk, Shaw, Coronet. So do we. Same guy drops it off. We pay the same price. They mark it up. We mark it up. We just mark it up less, and we're a little smaller. So it's not like walking across Six Flags trying to find, Berber carpeting or something. When you need it installed, we're going to do it. We're going to do a great job. It just really is that simple. 3 locations, michaelsflooringoutlet.com.
Ready for a fresh start? The Excel Center in St. Louis is here to help you earn your high school diploma, tuition-free and on your schedule. With convenient locations in downtown St. Louis and Florissant, you can learn at your pace with support every step of the way. Need childcare, career coaching, flexible classes? We've got you covered. Registration is now open. Don't wait to take the next step toward your future. Visit excel.mersgoodwill.org to enroll today. This community message has been brought to you by Together Credit Union.
Another app for inventory, one for CRM. Oh, don't forget accounting. Wait, which login was that?
Or you could use Odoo, one fully integrated system that does it all without the hassle. Ditch the app overload. Get everything your business needs on one platform. Try Odoo free today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Liberty Mutual customized this song for you. Like your car insurance, it's custom too, yeah. Liberty Mutual's got the coverage that could save you money. Thanks to Doug and Limu, well now you can go and take that cruise. Liberty, 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 yeah.
News, talk, cards. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At 2 o'clock, it is a cloudy sky. At the moment, 83 degrees downtown at the Arch.
KMOX is covering breaking news.
Major League Baseball owners have formally proposed a salary cap to players for the first time since baseball's 1994 to 1995 strike. Local and federal leaders are celebrating Lambert Airport receiving a $30 million federal grant to help finance the terminal consolidation.
We're just getting started with this. This is going to be something I think everybody can be proud of.
Airport Director Rhonda Hamnabrigi acknowledges the overall project will be costly.
It's not just a terminal, it is an entire campus revitalization.
With projections in the millions, Hamnabrigi says every little bit they can receive counts and will help drive further private investment, which will generate more revenue. The Jefferson County Clerk has certified the signatures of the petitions to recall Festus city leaders.
The recall petition for the mayor and city councilors all received enough valid signatures except for one.
The Festus Ward 1 petition was insufficient, but the Ward 3, Ward 4, and the mayor recall petitions were sufficient.
That's Jefferson County Clerk Jeannie Goff. She says the Ward 1 signatures came just 36 shy of the amounts necessary, but the organizers of the petition have until June 7th to resubmit additional signatures. Sean Malone, KMOX News.
Illinois home and auto owners have been facing big spikes in insurance rates the past few years. Now, state lawmakers have passed legislation mandating more regulatory overview. Abe Scar, director of the Illinois Public Research Institute, says that drivers in the state have faced car insurance rate increases of more than $1 billion since the pandemic.
And on the homeowner side, between 2021 and 2024, Illinois homeowners insurance rates went up by 50% from roughly $2,000 to $3,000 per year. That was the largest increase in the country besides just one state. And that was before State Farm filed its $500 million rate increase last year.
Under the measures passed by the Illinois House and Senate, the State Department of Insurance would be able to question rate hikes. Insurance companies would have to give consumers advance notice of any increase higher than 10%. The governor has indicated he will sign the bills into law. The U.S. and Iran have traded strikes between one another, testing an already fragile ceasefire. No sign that either side is closer to an agreement to ultimately end the war. The uncertainty is making it tough for analysts to predict what could happen in the oil market. Patrick DeHaan of Gas Buddy tells ABC News that U.S. exports are high, but prices are dictated by the overall global market, which is currently being hamstrung by the stalemate in the Strait of Hormuz.
What we consume here in this country can oftentimes be shipped thousands of miles away. In fact, U.S. exports are still near record levels. The U.S. Strategic Petroleum Reserve declining at near historic rates of nearly 10 million barrels every single week. In fact, I estimate that it may be just 1 to 2 weeks until the Strategic Reserve falls to its lowest level since 1983. And that's because oil can be shipped globally. And increasingly, what you and I consume is being sent to other countries more impacted by the Strait of Hormuz.
The Dow from Stifel's down 44 points to 50,599. We've got some road work on 44 going eastbound at Antire. That's in the left lane. We've also got a stalled vehicle that just cleared at that 44 west at the Union exit.
Two things coming up this weekend besides some really nice weather. It's the second full moon of the month of May, known as the blue moon. It's also the last weekend of the month of May. Let's call it partly sunny on this Thursday afternoon. Nothing more than a spot shower. 85 degrees. A lot of clouds take over tonight, but no rain. 65 on Friday, mostly cloudy. Some spotty showers, maybe a rumble of thunder, but very limited on Friday, 81. That weekend, Saturday, plenty of sunshine, partly to mostly sunny and 83, and Sunday, sunny and 81. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
At the moment, it's a cloudy sky and 84 degrees downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
All right, it's 2:05 on DGS. Dave will be back tomorrow. We're doing our thing here. We're busy, pretty much a normal Thursday, which is always very busy. A little bit later on, Ricky Horton's going to join us. He'll be at 2:30. Janelle's going to come in at 3. We'll talk movies and TV and whatever else we have planned for that hour. Dave Murray at 3:30. Mike Elam at 4 o'clock. Very, very busy day. Brad Young's going to join us here in a second, but we just got some news, Rach. We are politicking for votes for DGS. I'm sorry, what was it? Is the
A-list.
A-listings, and then
maybe I shouldn't say the thing.
Okay, we're gonna hold on. We're gonna hold on.
I'm worried, but once again, we'll drive people.
We'll double check. We think there's something cool that happened for KMOX, but
yeah, but now I'm like concerned.
Okay, we'll double check
I don't want to be but go vote for us on the A-List Award Best News Talk Radio show.
We may have won something, but it may be pretty early to say it, so we're not going to say it yet. But sounds pretty cool, and it should be, but it's not. It should be our award-winning segments with Brad Young, who's joining us now, our legal analyst. And I'm still going with political honcho because I like the sound of it. Brad, how you doing today, man? How's it going?
Good. You know what? I would vote for this segment. Of course I would.
You should.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, you should stuff the ballot box for it.
Yeah. Well, listen. I'm from Illinois, so that gives me experience with stuffing ballot boxes.
That's only Chicago.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
No, we do it in Madison County.
Oh, did you too? All right.
Oh yeah.
All right.
At least I do it. I don't know if anybody else does.
Obviously, we have you sent us a couple of really interesting stories, and since one of them ties into this, why don't we start there, and then we'll work our way around to the E. Jean Carroll investigation and all that other stuff. But we had a story about mail-in voting, so maybe Brad, you can use mail-in voting to rig your own election to win the award for this segment.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I'm going to try that. And then you can come visit me in the Gray Bar Motel. No, I think this is interesting because this is one of those stories, Kevin, that illustrates that we have a three-part governmental system, that we don't have just I mean, everyone likes to say no kings. I hate that designation, but the executive branch doesn't control everything in our system, and I'm so glad that it doesn't.
Right.
And here, let me break this down for you. A federal judge today in Washington, D.C. declined to block President Trump's executive order that would tighten mail-in voting rules. So you read that headline and you think, oh my goodness, now the president gets to control the voting rules in this country. That's not what the story is at all, even though the headline suggests that. Someone had filed a lawsuit against Trump's attempt to tie in the U.S. federal citizenship data along with the Postal Service's delivering of mail-in ballots. And the lawsuit was blocked because nothing's happened yet. You can't block with a lawsuit an idea. You have to block something that actually happens.
So it's got to be an action.
Yes, it has to be an action. So Trump hasn't done anything with this yet. He just floated out an executive order that says, this is what I would like to do. I would like to tie in mail-in ballots with citizenship data to make sure that only U.S. citizens vote. And the lawsuit said that's illegal, but the lawsuit was blocked because Trump hasn't implemented that idea yet.
Gotcha.
So really, so the headline again is elusive because it doesn't really describe what's going on. So
yeah, that's
if
really you
want to talk about, can the president match the citizenship roles with the state's ability to issue mail-in ballots? The answer to that, if we go down the road, if this does get implemented, I think the courts would block that all day long because under the Constitution, it's a combination of Congress and the states that regulate the elections. The executive branch has nothing to do with it under our Constitution. So that would eventually be blocked, even though it cannot be blocked now because nothing's happened yet.
Makes a lot of sense. It's really important. I think what I'm taking away from what you're telling us about is really important for all of us to read more than the headline.
Yes,
because the headline is what we're going to see on Twitter. It's what we're going to see on if you're just watching past TV, you see a scroll. But like the body of the story explains what you just did. And it's so important to see what's actually being ruled upon versus what is being written up in a headline.
Exactly. And if we just read headlines and make decisions based on headlines, it's kind of like Emily Latilla on SNL. What's all this about busting children? You know, and you have to read it to say, well, no, it's about busing children, not busting children. Or how about what's wrong with violins in schools? We should have more violins in schools.
Right.
But it's really about violence in schools. So I just try to encourage folks to read beyond the headline. And if this moves forward the way Trump wants it to, I have no doubt that the courts are going to block it. But as of right now, you can't block it because nothing's happened.
Brad, you didn't have this on there. I'm only thinking of this now because I just saw it a little bit ago. What do you make of the story about the former federal judges trying to push back on a couple of different policy things? Did you catch that story?
I did, and I'm really defeating everything I just said a moment ago because all I did was see the headline.
Okay,
right?
okay. Then we'll save that for another day then.
but I didn't dive into it. But I would need to read more of it to be able to comment on it, because as a brilliant guy just said, you have to do more than just read the headline.
Good. We'll save that for the next time we speak. Then make it good.
Okay.
It's an interesting story. I don't know exactly how standing works in that case and all that's kind of the stuff I was going to ask, but let's save that for another day since we have other cool things. Other things that are on the list here. Let's move on to really the E. Jean Carroll story. I find this to be fascinating in a very bad way because we have now the administration, the Department of Justice, investigating someone who was an accuser of Donald Trump's and who won in civil court. So this was, adjudicated. It was, a jury of our peers. It was well within the legal system. And I know now that we have a criminal investigation being launched into her. What do you make of the story? Are there details that we're missing?
Well, I don't have a problem with just the investigation itself. And let me tell you why. What's been reported, Kevin, is that the Department of Justice is looking into the fact that in her 2022 deposition, E. Jean Carroll said that she had not received any outside funding for her lawsuit. But later court filings disclosed that billionaire Reid Hoffman, through various shell companies, did help pay the legal fees and expenses in her lawsuit against Donald Trump. So the DOJ is looking into this as being it's an issue related to whether she committed perjury when she said, no one has helped me in my lawsuit in terms of funding. So if it's just an investigation, I don't have a problem with that. What I would have a problem with is if there was a pursuit of an indictment, because just because she didn't know about outside funding doesn't mean that she committed perjury. In other words, if there had been funding that she wasn't aware of, like, for example, if the funding went straight to her attorney and she wasn't privy to who's funding her lawsuit, then that wouldn't be perjury, even if it was incorrect. So I don't have a problem with an investigation.
Okay.
But I would be very, very leery about any attempt to indict her for this, unless there's specific documented evidence, like email exchanges saying before she testified in her deposition, yeah, I'm aware of all this funding, but I'll make sure to lie about it in my deposition. If that were to come out, then I'd be fine with it. But I just don't think that's what we would see.
Okay.
Brad, I guess I'm just wondering, how typical is it for the DOJ to do an investigation on something on this scale? Because, I mean, I tend to agree with you. If she perjured herself, that's worth looking into. But how often is the DOJ combing through every piece of testimony like this and finding maybe the one thing they could poke around on?
Not often. I mean, the last time I think I heard of this happening was with Bill Clinton.
Okay.
Whenever he, lied in his deposition, and that was easy to show, but that didn't even go to the level of an indictment. It just went to the fact that Bill Clinton got disbarred in Arkansas because he lied in his deposition. So yeah, this is very rare, Rachel. And if you would ask me, do you think this is politically motivated? Well, of course it is. Just like any head of the executive branch can direct investigations that are partisan, the question is what is done with those investigations legally that determines whether it's legitimate or just a witch hunt. I don't think an investigation is a witch hunt if you're looking into stuff, but if you take it to the next level, to me, that's where it could become a witch hunt. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So it sounds more like what you just described with the first story, where it's not about the idea, it's more about what action follows the initial investigation or the initial look into something.
Sure. I mean, people get investigated for everything. During the Obama administration, there were groups that were investigated if they had the name Patriot in their non-for-profit name, just because they have the name Patriot in it. It doesn't bother me that if someone's investigated for that. What bothers me is what's done then with that information. And so I think the same applies here. So that's why we need to watch and see what the DOJ does after they look into whether or not perjury was or was not committed.
Really interesting.
Brad, so Attorney General Todd Blanche, does it seem to you that he's just kind of picking up the slack that Pam Bondi was unwilling to? I mean, just these things that are being pursued and the rate at which they're being pursued. I mean, I guess that was kind of the point of Todd Blanche taking over, is he was going to be that person to kind of carry this kind of stuff out.
It was reported that way, that Bondi and there's a joke here about there's some things that lawyers won't do, but I won't go to that joke. But yeah, there's some things that Pam Bondi just wouldn't do. And so I think that's been reported as to why she was fired, and Todd Blanche is stepping in. Now, in this Jean Carroll case, he has recused himself because he was representing Trump in that litigation. So he said, I'm not going to have any part of it, he said publicly, with regard to the E. Jean Carroll investigation. Now, people say that all the time. Does that mean he doesn't whisper in somebody's ear, listen, I'm not going to do anything on this, but here's what I want you to do? I mean, that stuff happens all the time in Washington. Wouldn't shock me if that was going on here as well.
So interesting to me anyway, an interesting side question on this, Brad, is does the outcome of the investigation that they're launching now into E. Jean Carroll, does that materially change what the court found when it comes to the rulings that were made on the allegations against the president?
Oh, that's a great question,
because
Kevin.
I know
it has zero.
Okay, it's really good. Explain.
Zero. Nothing. I mean, nothing that they could come up with would have any implication in the trials. None at all. In other words, this couldn't be newly found information that suddenly changes the outcome of those civil cases. This is wholly irrelevant to the outcome of those civil cases, which are on appeal right now.
Right.
Because any appellate court would say, like I'm dealing with now in a bunch of my cases, you cannot ever introduce new evidence on appeal. The appellate courts only look at evidence that was admitted at the trial. So nothing that happens here in this DOJ investigation would have any impact whatsoever in the civil cases.
Okay, so it wouldn't change those findings, but it could land the other person, in this case, E. Jean Carroll, could land her into legal trouble.
Yeah, if there's evidence that she actually committed perjury, as opposed to just, I didn't know I was receiving outside funding. They weren't sending me checks. It was going to my law firm.
This is why we love you, because I wouldn't know that. I mean, I think it's just as simple, like a lay person's not going to know whether one connects to the other.
No, and that's why I'm here.
Yeah,
that's why the DGS show should be given an A list for stuff like this.
Well, this is why we need to stuff the ballot for your segment to win an award. That's what it is.
Okay.
All right, Brad. Thanks, buddy. We'll talk to you again soon.
My pleasure.
So, guys, about Neovitin, I talk about them all the time. You guys could probably do the live instead of me. It is the simplest thing in the world. You either are open to taking a vitamin supplement or you're not. Now, you may not be open because you're super into it, and you just don't think that a one-a-day vitamin can do anything for you. You take mega packs, and they're $500 a month. And trust me, I've been there. And I remember going to the doctor, and he said, what the hell are you doing? Like, your blood tests are insane. And I told him, and he's like, don't do that. You're just going to either urinate all the extra vitamins out, or it's going to hurt your organs. And this is back in like 1984. So if you're doing that, just be careful, because what we have is a multivitamin with 20 different ingredients, exactly what our doctors and scientists say that we need, including omega-3 fish oils. You take 2 a day. They cost less than $1 a day. A portion of every sale is going to go to cancer research. It was created in St. Louis. It's manufactured in the U.S. under the strictest guidelines. You can find it on the shelves at Schnucks and Deerbergs and online at neovitin.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mary Claire Haver, a board-certified OBGYN and menopause specialist. My new podcast, Unpaused, is the place for bold, unfiltered conversations about what it really takes for women to thrive in the second half of life. Every week, I sit down with medical experts, cultural icons, and powerhouse women to talk about what really matters. New episodes drop every Tuesday. Listen to and follow Unpaused with me, Dr. Mary Claire Haver, available now wherever you get your podcasts.
There's one box that you'd run back into your burning house to grab. It's the box filled with your videotapes, film reels, and photos. Those sentimental, meaningful, irreplaceable moments. Hi, I'm Nick Mako.
And I'm Adam Baselogger. We started Legacy Box over a decade ago so that we could help families save their memories from being destroyed by floods or fires.
And it's not just natural disasters, Adam. Every day, videotapes and photos are slowly fading away, decaying, neglected in closets and attics.
digitizing your old media stops fading, and preserving those recordings means they are safe forever. It's like magic converting your shoebox of memories into digital files, ready to watch and share.
It's the only way to ensure your legacy is safe for generations. That's why over 1 million families have already trusted Legacy Box. Legacy Box is simple and easy, it works, and is safe. We'd love to preserve your family's collection. Don't wait, the risk is too great.
Visit legacybox.com/radio to save 50%. That's legacybox.com/radio to get started and save. legacybox.com/radio.
Hello, 4th of July.
Back-to-back Jack! Kerry Robinson, a hero tonight!
The Cubs visit St. Louis May 29th through the 31st for a weekend of baseball's best rivalry at Busch Stadium. The history is real, the fans are loud, and the energy in the ballpark is unmatched. Day or night, every pitch matters when these two meet. Get ready, Cardinals fans. This is what summer baseball in St. Louis is all about. Don't miss a moment of it. Get your tickets at cardinals.com.
The weekends, grab your crew and kick it off. Grab your crew and kick it off at Friday Night Live. Every Friday night home game, Budweiser Terrace turns into the hottest happy hour in the Lou. With $5 beers, $5 hot dogs, $7 margaritas, live music, and more all game long. Meet up with friends, soak in the energy, and keep the night going with baseball under the lights. Good vibes, great deals, your new Friday tradition. Get tickets now at cardinals.com.
Retiring soon? Get the information you need by joining Kyle Jones and Matt Allgeier of Fire Capital Management for your retirement highway, Sunday mornings at 9:30. Investment advisory services made available through Pine Ridge Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Securities made available through AE Financial Services, LLC, member FINRA and SIPC.
Renewal by Andersen is the #1 window and door brand for customer service. Schedule your free inspection today. Call 877-WINDOWS. That's 877-WINDOWS. Or head to rbastl.com.
Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
All right, Thursday on DGS. Ricky Horton's going to join us after 2:30. Rach, we can make the announcement. I think it's public knowledge now.
Let's do it.
It's been acknowledged by the bosses at hand. So, obviously, our newsroom and our news team does an amazing job. I mean, there's a reason why year after year they are picking up important, prestigious awards, because these are top-line professionals who are fantastic at what they do. And they're best at doing what they do best when it's most important. When there's big breaking news, when there are storms like we were talking about last year with the tornadoes. And just got announced that the KMOX newsroom has received a 2026 Regional Edward R. Murrow Award. If you're in our business, in the news radio business, the Murrow Awards are the pinnacle. That's the Oscars. Those are the big boys. And that was for our coverage of the May tornado from last year. So congrats to the newsroom. Beth Coglin's our news director. Michael Calhoun was a big part of that. Maria Kina, all of our team. I shouldn't even list names because they're just everybody out there is so good at what they do. And I can't go out there right now and pat them all on the back, but I'm going to go do that later on. It's such a difficult thing to do. I don't know that the average person, and I guess maybe you do if you're in a line of work where sometimes the crap hits the fan and you got to do things really fast and be right. So if you're first responder or something, you're in a similar thing as far as the timing is going, although you're in a much more direct line of fire when it comes to, people's lives. But I can't say enough about how great our newsroom is. It's awesome.
Yeah, they won an award for breaking news coverage when it came to the May 16th tornado coverage, which you and I were on the air that day as well.
That's
Wheels,
right.
And just kind of handed it over.
We
to
did.
The
We just stepped out of the way because those guys are going to run it.
Let the pros do what they need to do. And then the newsroom also won the award for overall excellence in 2025. So congratulations to them. Very,
awesome.
Very cool.
We're I mean, it's if you walk through, it's one of the cool things if you walk through our newsroom. If you're here visiting or obviously us, and you just see all of these awards on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And, this has been going on for decades and decades and decades, and it's just such a cool place to be a part of when it comes to that.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Yay for us. And I say us loosely because we aren't really doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
we just get connected by it, and we get to benefit from it. Yes. For all of us at KMOX, it's a very cool story. Speaking of stories, Cardinals are a big story. We will be talking to Ricky Horton in a few minutes about a handful of things related to the on-field stuff. But a reminder, tomorrow we'll be at Paddy O's. Dave and I will probably run over. Is this the plan? Dave and I are going to run over a little early, so we'll start at 3 o'clock. You guys will join, because we got to do it a little bit in shifts so that we always have somebody on the air, the way that goes. But from 3 to 5 tomorrow, we'll be at Paddy O's getting ready for Cards Cubs. It'll be a good time. You guys, when's the last time have you been at Paddy O's lately?
It's been a while. I went to Paddy O's maybe 2 Cardinal seasons ago.
Yeah.
Like just before a game, got a drink. I was with my brother and my sister-in-law and my boyfriend, and we went and did a little pre-gaming before the Cardinals game. It was extremely fun. Like I've said, I've hung out down there a bunch over the years, and it's just a very fun spot in downtown St. Louis. Excited to go there with you guys tomorrow.
Yeah, I would imagine downtown's going to be hopping pretty well this weekend.
I think so.
In addition to Cardinals fans, school's out. JC mentioned that earlier. School's out. The team has played better than expected. Oh, look, the last week and a half has been pretty rough. But overall, the team has played better than you would expect from a team that was engaging in the start of a rebuild during the offseason. But then on top of all that, you got all the Cubs fans that are going to come in from Chicago, from other parts of the Midwest. So I think it's going to be a nice hopping downtown and a great weather this weekend.
You think tarps are going off this weekend?
I think there will be thousands of tarps off in the bleachers this weekend, and maybe blue and red tarps off this weekend.
It's 2:27. This time check is brought to you by Paramount Men's Medical Center.
Before a nation, there was an idea. Before freedom, there was a sacrifice. This year, KMOX marks America's 250th birthday. Step into history with John Hancock and Michael Kelly, Sunday mornings at 8, as they pull you into the moment where everything was on the line. This is the sound of a nation being born. Celebrate America, 250 years strong, with Hancock and Kelly, Sunday mornings at 8, only on KMOX.
Many times, a person hires a law firm after an injury without doing research. It can be a big mistake or not. Sometimes, after you have hired a certain lawyer, you realize you made a certain mistake. But guess what? Just because you hire them doesn't mean you can't fire them. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you think you've hired the wrong firm, you may have. So do this. Google Morgan & Morgan results or visit forthepeople.com for cases just like yours. You may find that our full-service injury firm should have been your choice in the first place. Last year, almost 12,000 people discharged their law firm and hired us after further research. We became America's largest injury firm for a reason. Visit forthepeople.com today and let's get started. Or call Pound Law on your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results. Every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
The final home game of the season is here, St. Louis. Your St. Louis Battlehawks hit the field Friday, May 29th at 7 p.m. against the Dallas Renegades at the Dome at America Center. It's Battlehawk Kids Day, packed with family fun, Battlehawks energy, and an Archie bobblehead giveaway while supplies last. Join Battlehawks Nation. Bring the whole crew and help close out the season the only way St. Louis knows how. Loud and proud. Caw, because caw is the law. Get tickets starting at just $18 at UFLBattlehawks.com or Ticketmaster.
Here's Dave Murray's weather forecast.
2 things coming up this weekend besides some really nice weather. It's the second full moon of the month of May, known as the blue moon. It's also the last weekend of the month of May. Let's call it partly sunny on this Thursday afternoon. Nothing more than a spot shower. 85 degrees. A lot of clouds take over tonight, but no rain. 65 on Friday, mostly cloudy. Some spotty showers, maybe a rumble of thunder, but very limited on Friday, 81. That weekend, Saturday, plenty of sunshine. Partly to mostly sunny and 83, and Sunday sunny and 81. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
So when I talked to you guys about First Missouri Credit Union and I talk about how cool it is and how nice everyone is and how beautiful the new building is, I realize that you could just say, like, well, my bank's pretty nice and no one's ever punched me or anything. So I'm not trying to just sell you on the lifestyle of it. They will flat out say yes to like a vehicle loan or a signature loan or something like that banks would say no to. But there's a big fat thumb on the side of the scale at First Missouri to say yes. That's very different. We also have the best interest rate on checking in St. Louis. Check me on this. If I'm wrong, I'll apologize. But we have 4.27% paid on your checking up to $100,000. So it's not just like a little gimmick thing. You can put some real money in there and make some real money off that interest. 2 locations down on Lee May Ferry, 314-544-5050, the number one STMOCU.org.
Get inside your Redbirds and the 2026 season every Tuesday at noon. It's All Access with Cardinals manager Ollie Marmol on your voice of the Cardinals, KMOX.
Our conversation with Ricky Horton is sponsored by Rawlings. Visit the Rawlings experience at Westport.
All right, just after 2:30 here on KMOX, DGS. Dave will be back tomorrow. The rest of us doing our normal thing, and our normal thing at this time on this day is that we talk to our friend Ricky Horton. How you doing, Ricky?
I'm doing great, and I kind of think it's Dave's fault for being out the last few days. That the Cardinals had a rough time in Milwaukee swinging the bat. I mean, I feel like Dave's kind of the center of it, and I kind of thought you and me were more important, but I guess clearly it's Dave.
Dave is definitely the good luck charm. He definitely has that. Yeah, he definitely has that working, and he's back in St. Louis, so hopefully that'll get things going for this weekend. And of course, we'll be back out at Paddy O's tomorrow in advance of the game to hang out. I'm sure everybody's happy to be out of Milwaukee at this point. That was really tough. Yesterday went from so spectacular to disappointing in just a matter of minutes. Dustin May was so good, but you just couldn't get any offense for him.
Yeah, so like the long-term thought about what happened yesterday is, wow, Dustin May could be a number one for you. I mean, if he pitches like that, I mean, it's like, wow, that's pretty good against a pretty good lineup. And so that's a very positive thing. But, when you come away with a loss is a loss. So you got to deal with that and not winning a game against a team you're kind of chasing. And, a third of the way through the season, that was game 54. So literally a third of the way through the season, you'd like to finish on a better note. But offenses go through lulls, and when a guy's throwing like Mizorowski and Harrison, I guess that creates some of that lull, and you just hope that doesn't change. I personally am hoping it doesn't change the psyche of this young team to think, oh, now we're back to where we thought we'd be, instead of saying, nope, we're gonna jump back to where we were 10 days ago and start raking.
Yeah, before we get into the worries about the offense, and that's legit, and there's a lot to talk about there, I want to spend another few minutes on Dustin May, because not just because it's a positive story today, because it is, but since those first 2 starts. So people, his overall numbers, I don't think reflect how good he's actually been, because his first 2 starts were just awful. He gave up 13 earned runs in 7 1/3 innings in those first 2 starts, and they matter. They count. They were both losses for the team, right? But since those 2, he has a 3.01 earned run average.
Yeah.
And he is averaging 6 innings per start. This is trending towards either a great season from a guy you will need to be really good if you're going to stay in contention, or if it goes bad, a guy that can really get you something to deadline. He has been throwing the ball great since his third start.
And both of those outcomes that you just mentioned would be good things. I mean, if you're kind of close
either
enough
one of
to
them,
say, hey, we want, I mean, okay, that's good. We want him. If it's like, well, maybe not, and somebody else is going to want him, then 100%. Then both those outcomes would be good for the Cardinals organization. But I'm happy for him, because it's funny being around him and hearing what he had to say after the first 2 starts. He was so honest about it.
Yeah,
Wheels. He's like. I don't know what's wrong. I mean, I don't know how. I mean, I'm getting raked, and I got to do something different because this isn't working. And he was really, and he wasn't like defeated about it. He was like,
mad.
He owned it. He was mad about it, and he set out to fix it, and clearly he did.
He did, and it's great to see because either direction that this goes, him being good is a good thing for you. And look, I mean, it would be great if you're like, this guy's really good. Hey, maybe we can keep him around for a few years. Like if that was a thing where he's interested, the team's interested because he's only 28. And
so we're a young team, and where's 28 on that young scale? I mean, I would say he's almost a little younger than 28 because he's been hurt so much. I mean, his arm might be a tad younger, and of course he's a big dude, strong guy. And it's clearly trending upward. So I think it's just that part of it's great. But again, you lose a series, you're not happy about that.
No. So obviously, big props to Dustin May. I gotta represent my fellow Gingers, Ricky. I mean, we stick together.
You guys have a club, don't you?
We're starting to. Nathan Church getting in on this. We're starting.
Wow.
We're starting to build. We got
I love it.
Yeah, we got a little structure in town. So the offensive side, obviously not as fun. And look, I think we all agree. You and I agreed on this the other day, and I still think it's true after 3 games. We knew that facing Mizrowski and Harrison, and then even Chad Patrick's really good, man. I mean, and then
they're all good.
And after that, you're getting these bullpen guys all throwing 100. Ashby's throwing 100 from the left, and McGill and Uribe. I knew offense was going to be tough this series, but the offense has been struggling for a couple of weeks, maybe even more than that as we go along. And the question I would ask, Ricky, is not for a specific answer to what can be fixed here, because I don't know that there is one. If there was one, they'd be doing it. But how hard is it when you have so many guys that are just at the same time not really feeling it?
Yeah, well, the hardest guy that's on is Brant Brown, and of course Brandon Allen, assistant coach. I mean, the hitting coach is kind of like they feel it, man. They feel it, but the players do too. And you went from a case where guys were trading off who was kind of the man. For a while it was Weatherholt, then it was Herrera, then it was Burleson for a long time. It was Walker for a long time. So you had different guys doing different things, and you're kind of like, well, wouldn't it be great if they could all do it at the same time? But they all did it at the same time. But they went the other direction at the same time. So you feel like, at some point, those top 4 guys especially, and again with Nootbaar right around the corner, maybe there's going to be a resurgence. And, I do like the way, Brian Torres is creating good at-bats at the bottom of the lineup. So I think I don't think you throw in the towel. And it's just baseball. It's just a natural deal. And no, I don't think there is anything to do about it. Instead of keep working. And honestly, I was one thing I did think Wheels on that trip is I didn't think rain was our friend. I think taking a day off when things were kind of going well and then not being able to hit on the field several days in a row. I mean, that's like I don't know if that was best for these guys, to kind of stay in their groove, and they just got to get that groove back again.
Well, I think what's interesting too, Rick, is when a team's not hitting, we all know. I mean, as a player, if you coach, and I don't even care what level it is. If you're playing, I coach 14-year-olds. If you're 14-year-old team and you're not hitting, you're going to look lifeless because nothing's happening. You're just making a right turn and going back to the dugout all the time.
Oh, you just hit on a sore spot for me because it just bothers me to no end when I hear people say, "Oh, they're not." Well, I mean, fill in the blank of a phrase you might hear. Right. Oh, they're not trying. Oh, they don't care. Oh, they're lifeless. Oh, there's no energy. All those things that you're saying because there's nobody on the bases. I mean, you can't. I mean, you want to go see life. You want to see life? Go into their clubhouse. You'll see life. But they, we don't get to go in there. I mean, I do. But I mean, these are not guys that are lying on the floor crying. I mean, they're not. I mean, they're still competing. They're still energetic. They're still going after it, and they're still. I think feeling good about themselves. I will say after the game yesterday, I feel like that was as somber as the team was. I think they were kind of reflective and kind of beating themselves up a little bit, which I don't think that's all bad, frankly. But I think in terms of on the field, there's no lethargy going on. I don't think. And that can happen, yes, but I don't think that's what's going on.
Yeah, it's clearly the chicken or the egg question. Except in this equation, I think there's an easy answer, and the easy answer is. When you have offense, when you're hitting, when you've got action, you've got base runners, and you've got celebrations at second base when somebody hits a double, and you got the wave to the bullpen when you hit a home run. But when you're not doing those things,
It's not fun. I would point to a couple of guys. I would say Weatherholt and Victor Scott. Now, maybe I'm promoting West Virginia University at the moment, but both those two guys I happened to notice yesterday. They were flying through the first base bag on regular kind of outs, and it's like, okay, that to me that's an indication when a guy's now. If you want to see hustle, look at that. How does a guy run? How does a guy go out onto the field when he's not playing well? How does a guy run through a bag? I mean, I think that is all you can do, because you can't steal second base if you're not on first. I mean, you just can't. You can't go first to third. All those fun things that we've been enjoying about this team, the way they take extra bases. Well, you got to earn first, and then again the rest will follow. But watch for those things. Watch for how those guys kind of go about their business outside of production.
Ricky, what are you seeing on a day-to-day basis with JJ? Because, he's still – I have no issues with JJ. I think he's a star.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be a great player. And what I love about him is even when he's not swinging it great, because in the month of May he's only hitting .205, but he's still getting on base.
Yeah.
He works counts. He got 11 walks this month, which is tied for the team lead. Like, he's doing something positive even when he's not hitting the ball well. What do you see in terms of the swing or the approach, or is it just kind of the way it goes when you're a rookie? Sometimes you're going to be hot, sometimes you're going to be cold.
I think they're working on different ways to pitch him, and I think he's what he's experiencing is like the high velo in. He's getting jammed sometimes. The stuff away, he's hitting the ball at the end of the bat. I mean, he's got an idea. I mean, he knows what he's doing. But when you get good pitching, they're gonna jam you some. They're gonna stay. He basically in the last 3 weeks he has not been hitting the ball on the fat part of the bat. He just hasn't. I mean, and that's just. Again, some credit to pitchers, but, I think he's going to keep making adjustments to make sure that happens more often. And he's one guy. I mean, one thing Ollie says about him, and I would say as much as anybody, the Tony La Russa tied for first thing. I don't want to diminish anybody else, but I would say Ollie's very much in the praise of, and all the coaches are, of Weatherholt's ability to be coachable and learn and get better and figure it out. So I'm trusting in that. I really am.
Yeah, I mean, again, on the season, even with, the struggles the last couple of weeks, on the season, a .351 on-base percentage is exactly the kind of thing. And I think he's going to be higher than that by the end of the year. I really do, because I don't think he's going to hit .230. I think he's going to hit more like .260, .270, which means that OBP will be up 370, 380 by the end of the year. And you look at all of his stuff, Ricky, I mean, he doesn't chase. He draws his walks. He puts the ball in play. He has good bat speed. He hits for power. And maybe an underrated thing, he might win the Gold Glove at second base if he keeps playing the way he has.
He's been really good at second base, and he's been very steady. I think this is an interesting question to debate. Who's going to lead the Cardinals in stolen bases at the end of the year? I mean, we're a third of the way through the season.
Yeah.
And you can make an argument. You can make an argument for Victor Scott. You can make an argument for Jordan Walker. You can make an argument for Mason Wynn. You can make an argument for J.J. Weatherholt. I would not count Weatherholt out of that because he gets on base so much. And I think that's very possible that he's the guy that does it. And I'm honestly, I think Jordan Walker is a close second to that.
On that note, and again, I understand that, Victor's not been hitting very much, so he's not on base as much as he'd like to be. So far in the month of May, he's been on base, I think, 17 times. And if you take away a couple of doubles and a home run, maybe we turn that into more like 13, 14, where he would have a chance to steal. He seems to be staying put. Like, he doesn't seem to be looking to go. I know he's 2 for 4 so far this month, and he seems like he's hesitating. And that's such a big part of his game. I would love to see him be more aggressive.
Yeah, I'd like to see that too, but I feel like he still has there's an art of stealing a base, and as many as he's had in his career, I don't think he's good at that yet. I just don't. I mean, and
the jumps, on the reads.
I don't see him on the reads. I see him standing up sometimes with his first movement. I mean, things that I may be the slowest person in Chesterfield, Missouri. I mean, literally. I mean, if there was a contest, I'd be top 5. I mean, you put some money on me in terms of being slow. So I recognize great talent, and he's got it. But the point is, I think the art of stealing a base, he's still got some things to learn there. And I think it's not just learning it; it's being confident in it. It's like a guy. He's like a guy. You know what he's like? He's the running equivalent of a pitcher that throws 100 and doesn't know what to do with it. And so we see the speed. We see the raw stuff with Victor Scott as a stolen base guy, but we don't see the art of it yet. And I think that's coming.
That's a great point. And there's a little vibe to it. And again, just a vibe, Ricky. I mean, it's not something I can prove.
Yeah.
It feels like the offensive struggles have maybe, I don't know, kind of impacted him on the bases the way that Jordan Walker's offense struggles affected his defense last year.
And I don't think Victor's been as good defensively. You look at the numbers on him in terms of where he was last year. Now, again, I want him in center field. I'm not saying that, but I think some of his jumps are not as good as they've been.
Ricky, enjoy the evening down. Have a nice dinner and all that. Get ready for Cards and Cubs, man. We'll look forward to talking to you again soon.
All right, Wheels. Good to chat.
Cardinals fans, this is Ricky Horton. Have you ever had a dream of meeting your favorite former Cardinals? You can make those dreams come true all season long with St. Louis Cardinals alumni experiences. You can join me and other former Cardinals players at events including Cardinals Conversations, Fans at Bat, Turn 2 with Ozzy, Cardinals Kids Clinics, and Cardinals Fantasy Camps. Don't miss your chance to make lifelong memories. Visit cardinals.com/alumni for more information.
If you're craving baseball conversations about your favorite players, alumni, and franchise memories, you'll love that Cardinals Magazine is dedicated to the stories that matter most to you. From Gold Gloves to championship rings, from the Wizard and Willie to Albert, Yachty, Uncle Charlie, and well beyond. Their careers define our pages. Treat yourself or a friend to a subscription today at cardinals.com/magazine. Cardinals Magazine, past, present, and future, it's all here.
So recently introduced you guys to a new friend of mine, and he is a new friend. His name is Ben Barnett. He is the owner of Timberline Professional Tree Care. You can find him at stltreecare.com. I just been telling the guys, like, he's a good dude, man. I really like him. Reminds me of the people I grew up with over in South Roxana. His word is his bond. You shake his hand. That's all you're going to need. He is one of the very few board-certified master arborists in the region. He also has 7 other certified arborists working with him. Whether you have tree damage from a storm or it just looks like your favorite tree has some sort of a fungus or bugs are attacking it or leaves are turning brown, whatever it is, you can trust Ben and his crews to do a great job, to be fair with you on the price, and to always just tell you the truth. You can find him at stltreecare.com, whether it's for a whole yard or just one tree very specifically, as Timberline Professional Tree Care, stltreecare.com for Ben Barnett.
Tarps Off Media is sweeping Cardinals Nation. But before you take your shirt off, make sure it's a shirt worth taking off. Friday before Cards and Cubs at Busch, the DGS broadcasts live from Paddy O starting at 3 p.m., counting down to first pitch. And Rally House will be on site with gear so good, you might actually want to keep your shirt on. It's your city. It's your house. It's Rally House with DGS live from Paddy O's Friday, May 29th.
Retirement. Exciting in one way, scary in others. How do you find the financial advisor that covers all the bases? Join Greg Ayler Saturdays at 1 on Fire Your Financial Advisor.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Taking care of yourself should fit into your life, not complicate it. Neovitin Original Formula is a complete daily multivitamin designed to support your everyday wellness routine with essential vitamins, minerals, and a natural ingredient blend, all in just 2 daily tablets. Subscribe online at neovitin.com for monthly delivery or shop Neovitin at your local Schnucks and Dearborn. Neovitin Original Formula is physician formulated to fit easily into your everyday routine. All of our vitamins are manufactured in a certified GMP facility in the USA. Neovitin, make nutrition easy.
Mizzou football will be here before you know it. Join us for the 100th anniversary of Memorial Stadium with season tickets. Join the season ticket waitlist at mutigers.com/FB waitlist and get ready to lock in tickets for 2026. The home schedule is highlighted by games against Florida, Texas A&M, Texas, Kentucky, and Oklahoma. Don't wait to reserve your spot. Join the waitlist at mutigers.com/FB waitlist. MIZ.
Broadcasting from the Scott Credit Union Studio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Thursday on DGS. Dave back in tomorrow. The rest of us holding down the fort. Janelle's going to join us just after the top of the hour, talk movies, TV, and whatever else we have planned to talk about. Just join us for an hour. Dave Murray will be there at 3:30, Mike Elam at 4 o'clock. And right now, Rach, we are talking about bathrooms.
We are specifically talking about the men's restroom. Now, I have said on this show many times, I feel bad about the state of the men's restroom. I don't understand why. I don't understand the urinal thing. It's like, yeah, we'll just make them all stand next to each other.
What? So
I don't understand.
You don't understand
why
it's okay?
I don't understand why, like, I as a woman get the privacy that I want and desire, and with the boys, it's like they're fine. They'll just go next to each other. Don't peek, though. Don't peek.
Yeah, well, part of it is the level of unclothing that is necessary.
Sure, that makes sense.
It's a little bit, well, it's a little bit. It's quite a bit less. And that's why we have the stalls.
You guys talking about how I take my pants all the way off to pee?
Yeah, that's what we were talking about.
He takes them off when he hangs them.
Yeah, I fold them neatly. I fold them neatly, and then I hang them from the little flush.
Like it's a sweater?
Yeah, the little flush thing.
Well, someone has redesigned men's restrooms to maybe give you a little bit more privacy. Because while you're making a good point, Wheels, you're not having to unclothe too much. I think there probably still are guys out there who feel a little shy.
Sure, absolutely.
Maybe they go into the stall just for number one because it's like, I don't really want to be out here with all you guys. Someone used artificial intelligence for good, and they created a new design for men's restrooms, which is each urinal is separated by a stall. So it goes urinal, stall, urinal,
okay, so you're just rearranging the order.
Yes. Yeah. And the idea is that these alternating stalls and urinals provide more privacy than the toilet stalls on one side and urinals
great
with
idea.
dividers on the other.
It's super simple. It's not ridiculously weird. You don't have to redesign everything. You're just moving it a couple feet. It's pretty smart.
Now,
why did it take AI to figure that out?
Good. Well, here are the issues here. It is less efficient space-wise. That is the one thing. I mean, I do understand that about the urinals.
But most of them have lots of extra room in those bathrooms, right? Like, it's not like you're in there and you're like, ugh. Although in restaurants and bars, sometimes it's
I don't know if I necessarily agree there's lots of extra rooms. Maybe it's because I'm wider than most, but...
And maybe maybe we have some plumbers in the stream. Maybe they could explain if the plumbing would be an issue there, or if it would be more difficult to, bring the pipes up for a full-on toilet, urinal. I don't know how that works.
Rachel, what are your thoughts on the trough?
Yeah, Jacob and Brian brought that up on the stream. There's just that's. I mean, it's been around my entire life. Just a large.
Is that horrifying to you
well,
to think about?
The trough makes me very grateful that I was born. I don't think I would. I think God knew I wouldn't be able to handle that.
I do think it says something about like the average guy that like me or Wheeler would like walk into a restroom, and if there was just an enormous trough, it would not faze us in the slightest.
No,
we would not go like. Oh, there's like just a trough. Dude, like there's a hole in the floor. It's fine. I mean, like it's we'll make it where it's not going to faze us in the slightest.
We grow up as dudes. You just peeing in front of people all the time. If you're outside and someone's got to go, they just go over to the side and they go, and you just don't worry about it. You know what I mean? Like it's just that's the way it has been your whole life. And I do get it. You're right, Rach. There are, for some people, that it's like that's too much stress.
Yeah.
And I totally understand that. I'm not making fun of that, but I'm saying the average experience, at least maybe it's changing as we're moving through time, but especially in my life, I mean, you're out there going. If somebody's got to go, somebody's just going to go over to the side on the field and find a tree and go.
And you gotta understand from the perspective of a woman, it's jarring. Like the trough.
Yeah.
If I did walk in and see the trough, I'd be like, "What is going on? Are you guys okay? Do you need like assistance? Can't we get the guys a toilet? Like, oh my gosh."
There's always exciting stuff to talk about with my friend Stewie at Stewart's American Mortgage. But there's something special right now. So let me tell you the stuff that's always special. Then I'll get to the kind of hook here. So Stewie made a decision years and years ago that he was going to do something that no one in the mortgage business had ever done in St. Louis and has yet to do since. And that is he does not employ commission salespeople. And that saves him a ton of money, and he uses that money to pay off your fees. Fees are a big part of how mortgage people make money, so that's why no one else will do it. Stewie did it, so you get a better deal. Right now, when you originate a new 30-year mortgage, you're going to pay 1% less on the interest than you normally would for the first year. Call 314-324-4440, 324-4440, NMLS 226715.
The NBA playoffs are ongoing, and they've been a lot of fun so far, and FanDuel is giving you better payouts on same-game parlays all NBA playoffs long. With more ways to build and more value every time you play, you can stack your picks your way for every game, every matchup, every moment, from spreads to player points to threes and more. Build it all into same-game parlays and go for bigger payouts. So if you're betting same-game parlays this NBA postseason, you're going to want to do it on FanDuel, an app that is super easy to use. It is secure. It's intuitive. I've been using it for a long time and really enjoy it. More options, better payouts, all NBA playoffs long. Head to FanDuel.com/Missouri to get started. FanDuel, an official partner of the NBA. Play your game. FanDuel.com/Missouri. Must be 21 or over and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers. So don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-358-6868. That's 800-358-6868. Again, 800-358-6868.
So what if your bathroom felt less like a routine and more like a daily escape? If you haven't even looked at bathroom remodel possibilities in the last, say, 10 years, they're completely different. It's like when I had Nick and we had all the baby stuff. And 10 years later, we had Phoebe and had completely new baby stuff. All the products were different. Same kind of thing with bathroom remodeling. Right now, Mike at Michael's Baths has this new stone wall, but not actually stone. Better upkeep, but it looks and feels like it. Really gorgeous. Right now, if you do a bathroom remodel, they're offering a free rain shower head, or you can upgrade safety features like grab bars or built-in seats. And remember that Mike is always going to be 30 to 50% less on a bathroom remodel, apples to apples, than the national companies. 636-775-0800 or michaelsbaths.com.
Celebrating 100 years of informing and entertaining. KMOX AM St. Louis, KMOX FM Hazelwood, the voice of St. Louis.
At 3 o'clock, we've got a cloudy sky standing at 85 degrees downtown at the Arch. D.C. and local leaders celebrating a $30 million grant to help consolidate and rebuild Lambert Airport's terminals. But considering the scale of the project, is that a drop in the bucket?
That question was posed to Airport Director Rhonda Hamnabrigi after the airport consolidation is projected to cost in the billions of dollars and the grant from the federal government in the tens of millions of dollars. She believes that this investment can lead to further investment from the airlines, which will help pay for the overall rebuild.
With a much larger garage, with a much bigger footprint for food, beverage, and retail, will help those revenue streams to offset the cost.
She adds that this is not the only grant they've received up to this date, but that they continue to work on receiving more grants for that consolidation project. Outside Lambert International Airport, Sean Malone, KMOX News.
Did Festus residents gather enough signatures to recall the mayor and council members who were not voted out last month? After working through the weekend, Jefferson County Clerk Jeannie Goff says all the petitions had enough valid signatures except for Ward 1, but there is still time.
Ward 1 that is insufficient gives the petitioners another 10 days to amend, I believe it says amend the petition. So they can go back and get 36 more. I think they need 36 more signatures.
Labor talks between the Major League Baseball players and owners are starting, with each side presenting their first offer to the other.
One day after Major League Baseball players provided their first proposal to Major League owners on a collective bargaining agreement, the owners have responded with a proposal of their own. The owners' proposal does include a salary cap and a salary floor. ESPN reports the floor for teams beginning in 2027 would be set at just over $171 million, with the ceiling at $245 million. There are no indications for players that they're willing to even engage on the idea of a hard cap. A team like the Dodgers have an actual payroll north of $400 million, although due to deferrals, it's technically closer to $300 million for the current year. The current collective bargaining agreement expires on December 1st, and if there's not a new agreement by then, owners are expected to lock the players out. Matt Pauley, KMOX Sports.
From ABC News, Vice President Vance delivered a commencement address to the graduating cadets at the U.S. Air Force Academy in Colorado Springs today. The Vice President urged the new graduates to be adaptable.
AI will inevitably change warfare. And of course, as you've learned over the last 4 years, it already has.
Millions of young adults may face scarce jobs, some of which they could blame on artificial intelligence. Here's ABC's Chuck Sievertson.
The unemployment rate for recent college graduates is 5.6%, notably higher than the overall unemployment rate of 4.2%, says New York Federal Reserve data. 4 years ago, the rates for the two groups were nearly identical. This as some tech leaders warn that artificial intelligence could eliminate many low-level positions often taken by recent grads. Anthropic's chief, whose company operates an AI model called Claude, said last year the technology could cut U.S. entry-level jobs in half by 2030.
Illinois becomes the latest state to pass legislation that aims to increase accountability among AI models. Here's Carolina Garibay.
Illinois is following in the footsteps of New York and California after state lawmakers passed a bill that would require AI developers to create and publish a transparency framework explaining how the company addresses things like industry standards, risk factors, and safety protocols. Legislators say the bill hopes to further a national standard that they say is lacking at the federal level. The bill passed unanimously in the House this week and now heads to Governor Pritzker's desk.
Let's get an update of the St. Louis Business Index. We take you to Stiefel and Scott Bedell. Scott?
Good afternoon, Michael. Hello, everyone. Major stock indexes largely to the upside today, with many sitting at a record high. At the closing bell, the Dow Jones Industrial Average finished higher by 25 points at 50,669. The Standard & Poor's 500 index rallied 0.6% at 7,563, while NASDAQ had the best return, up 0.9% at 26,917. Closer to home, the Bloomberg St. Louis Stock Index gained 0.2% at 1,658. Looking at some local winners, Boeing gained 2% at $228.78. Peabody Energy jumped 10.5% to $29.11. On the downside, Stiefel Financial slipped 0.4% at $70.35. Anheuser-Busch fell 2.33% at $81.98, while Spire fell the same amount, 2.33% at $83.65. This has been Scott Bedell from Stifel Financial, member SIPC and New York Stock Exchange. For more information on our firm, we invite you to visit our website at stifel.com.
We've got a stalled vehicle, 6440 going westbound at Boone's Crossing. That's got the right lane and the right shoulder closed. Stalled vehicle, Lindbergh going south at Schutz and Bauer. That's got the right lane, right shoulder closed there.
Partly sunny skies in play as we go through our Thursday afternoon. There might be a little pop-up shower, but no big deal, 85. A lot of clouds take over tonight. Let's keep the evening dry and the overnight dry, 65. On Friday, mostly cloudy. Nothing more than a spot shower or a rumble of thunder. Still thinking pretty limited on Friday, 81 degrees. Mostly cloudy Friday night. The weekend, last weekend of May, Saturday, partly to mostly sunny, 83, and Sunday sunny, 81. Check out the full moon. This weekend, second full moon of the month of May, it's the blue moon. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
And at the moment, downtown at the Arch, we've got a cloudy sky. Temperature is standing at 85 degrees. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
All right, coming up on 307 on DGS. Dave will be back tomorrow. The rest of us are here and joined by our friend Janelle Holy L on Twitter, on every social media. Just Google Holy L. You're going to find Janelle. It's that easy.
Everywhere.
Everywhere on social media.
Yes.
Awesome. How's it going?
Pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What are we talking about today? What are we starting with?
Let's see. We were talking about the Mandalorian and Gorko movie.
No, I say known here as the Gorko Show.
It's a Gorko.
Baby Gorko.
Baby Gorko. I've seen Pressure, which is coming out this weekend, a World War II movie, and Backrooms, which is the big Gen Z internet horror sensation movie.
So let's start with Pressure.
Okay.
And I just want to see if my impressions from the trailers are that it looks terrible.
No, it's actually pretty good.
It's good?
Yeah, it's
awesome.
pretty.
Because it sounds like a great story.
And it's super short. It's like an hour 40 minutes.
Okay.
Andrew Scott is amazing in it. I think he's phenomenal in that movie. Damian Lewis, I think from
Love Damian Lewis.
Right.
That's who's going to play me in my life story.
I don't blame you. He's so good.
Yeah. He's probably he probably can't play young me, but he could play current me.
Well, yeah. I mean, yes, we all age. It's fine.
Yeah.
He's.
I need to find a little Richie Cunningham looking kid to play me as a kid.
Right. Little Opie looking kid. But yeah, no, it's a fun movie. It's very interesting as far as I think it's a movie that's right up Dave Murray's alley because it is about the weather planning that goes into the preparation for D-Day, and how the American meteorologist got it wrong. And the Scottish meteorologist was the one that seemed a little brooding and a little negative and pessimistic, but he called it right and asked for the delay of D-Day. And Brendan Fraser plays Eisenhower in it. He's okay.
Maybe that's the part, because I felt like only the trailer.
Sure.
He seemed a little stiff.
Yeah, that has. Yes, but it's
maybe,
hard to.
Maybe Ike was stiff.
Right. That's what's been
talked.
Right. That's what's been talked about. Is like, well, is he? I don't want to say phoning in his performance, or is Eisenhower? Was he kind of just he's not exactly a Churchill kind of guy.
Right.
So
right.
not
a big orator. Right.
Right. Are we comparing two major guys that are not exactly the same? Very good though, because it's very interesting in the fact that it's like obviously they don't have computer models. They were just sending up weather balloons within 50, 100, 500 miles of where they were planning to go in and just trying to make educated guesstimates on what the weather was going to be. Like 4 days, because I think they call him in on the Scottish meteorologist, and blanking on his actual name in that, but call him in on a Thursday and have him give a forecast by Friday at 1 p.m. Like, hey, tell us whether or not we can do this. And it's really good. I mean, there's But it goes fast. Like I said, it's an hour 40 minutes.
Good.
Really fast, and it's right in time for D-Day. Everybody was talking about that it should have been released over Memorial Day weekend, but I think planning it right between Memorial Day and
Sure,
D-Day anniversary is the right place to put it. So I thought
So it's good.
It's good.
Nice.
Yeah, it's good. It has they use a lot of real live footage of the D-Day landing, intercut, with obviously actors and everything. It's not like, obviously it's not going to be like the storming of Omaha that is shown in like Saving Private Ryan. It's not going to be that. It's not that graphic, but it is intense, and we know how it plays out. So it's not like, I wonder how this is going to go. Do we win this? But yeah, no, I mean, I don't want to be like, it's a fun World War II movie, because I don't think you put those words together, but it's definitely interesting.
How about Backrooms?
Backrooms was really good. I think, again, it's another year of horror. We just had to come off Obsession, it's still doing wonderfully as far as the box office goes. I think actually overtook Mandalorian and Gorko over here again just a little while ago. YouTube director, we've got another one by Kane, and I'm blanking on his last name. Kane, who is responsible for these Backrooms, these little short YouTube shorts, where I think it started off as a 4chan kind of story.
Okay.
Backrooms did, and he took it and directed like these little short videos out of it, turned into internet horror. I know kids like my kids' age, the Gen Zers, really love this stuff. They've been so excited for it, and it lives up to it. I will say that I have one little I wish this wouldn't have happened, but overall, it's pretty intense. I flinched a lot. There's a lot of good, worthy jump scares in it. I think it's Chiwetel Ejiofor.
I like him a lot.
I like him a lot, and
he's great.
So good in this. And Renata, I think it's like Revante. I think she was nominated for an Oscar last year. The one with Skarsgård. Stellan Skarsgård. Can't think of the name of the movie. So good in that. It's amazing that I think the guy's 20 years old who directed this movie. So I don't know if he was 19 at the time that he was putting together this movie, or just 20. It's amazing. I think he's the youngest director so far right now to probably, and it's probably tracking to open about 60, 70 million this weekend, which is insane. But to have grabbed these two great actors, and they definitely not phoning in their performance for something that's pretty creepy. It's about a discovered back room behind a furniture store that pretty much has no limits, has no ends, and but the kids love it.
I don't know how this is for the group. I'm sometimes not as horrified at these movies as other people are.
Sure.
And I wonder if it's just the younger generation's sense of horror being very different than what mine is. Because I've not hated any of these. Like, I liked a lot of them. I liked Get Out. I liked what was the one where you had the doppelgangers? What was that again?
Us.
I liked them all.
Okay.
But I didn't think Barbarian I didn't like.
Okay, like Bring Her Back. Have you seen that one?
Didn't see that one.
Okay.
But a lot of it's the same vibe. Like, I don't hate them. They're fine.
Sure.
But they don't strike me as scary.
But I can't imagine you being scared.
That's probably not the right term. But like,
have you ever had
there are things that are more disturbing.
Jump?
Yeah, what scares you?
Jumping is hard. I don't jump scare very much.
Which is crazy because we're short.
What I find to be the scariest type of stuff is something that's a little bit more real. So like when you take the Rob Zombie Halloween version,
okay,
where you see the home life of Michael Myers and you see what happened to him. It's a lot more about that very real psychological abuse that went into that.
Right.
Like, to me, that's scarier than empty rooms that extend forever. But I haven't seen the movie, so I'm looking forward to it. I want to see Backrooms.
Yeah, but like I wouldn't want to be stalked in a never-ending maze of hallways either.
No, I get it. It's why I'm saying it's a different thing. And they're always like the slashers. I don't find those scary at all.
Sure.
Those are more like the fun to play along with, like, what would I do if I was being chased? But that's not really.
You don't react to jump scares,
not much.
Is what you're saying.
Not much.
Which is fine. I mean, like, so your level of horror is like you like stuff that makes you feel a little unnerved or is a little disturbing.
It's certainly the reality of it, right?
Okay.
So when you see things, and again, it's trying to think of the right way to put it because I don't need to see the violence.
Sure.
But the psychological side of it being real, like when you see the creation of a serial killer, things like Hannibal Lecter, those are great. Those are great horror characters to me because he's not just a monster and it's not just a space. He's actually a person who does horrible things.
The only thing is, like, Silence of the Lambs isn't a horror film, believe it or not.
No, but it's kind
of a psychological thriller,
right?
Because horror has to deal with the supernatural, and maybe that's what throws you off.
Yes.
I cannot relate to this. I get scared from the trailer for the movie Smile because it's a scary smile.
Yeah, I get scared. I get scared during this segment.
Like
I'm a little unnerved just right now.
You said Michael Myers, and I was like, "Ooh, no!"
Precisely. Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah. So I mean that I jump at I flinch at everything.
Yeah.
I'm like I would tell people all the time, I'm the size of a squirrel. Like that's what I go at. My in order to stay alive, I have to have that in me. Like I'm not very big at all, and so it's like. Yeah, I get freaked out because I'm always on fight or flight. Like
I get you.
That's how I live. It's like, so yeah, like the thought of something creeping around a room is like, no, I don't want to be jumped out at.
Yeah.
Like I've punched people for that before.
There is a significant. I think you would agree because I think you've said it right, but it feels like there's a significant shift. In the style of horror movies, the way they're being made by Gen Z and millennial movie makers as opposed to what came before.
Definitely. I think it's, like I said, horror fans get a little, I don't want to say they get offended because nobody's like really up in arms about it, but they call it elevated horror. But now, again, we have movies that go into deeper themes like loss and belonging and isolation and grief and those types of really deep emotions instead of just Michael Myers running around with a knife and stabbing people is like Bring Her Back definitely dealt with a mother's grief of losing her child, but it's horrific. Talk to Me is about the loss of a parent and wanting to reconnect through the afterlife, but through horrific kind of ways. Obsession is about a crush that spins wildly out of control and it becomes horrific. This is just this does deal with loneliness. The Backrooms deals with loneliness and isolation and finding your place, and belonging somewhere, and it becomes horrific. Like they're taking movies that have these deep themes and creating horror movies around it. Which Weapons is another good thing. It's like had you not had that chapter with the little boy and watching him go through the loneliness he experiences because his parents are kind of zombified at the moment, it doesn't hit as hard. Right. So, I mean, yeah, I don't want to say it's elevated, but it definitely it's matured somewhat in the past years.
Do you think any of that is influenced by people having gone through COVID, the lockdown, the way things, because a lot of the people we're talking about, if you're Gen Z, that was probably a lot of your school time where the world got a little scary. It changed. And now, because I noticed like in a lot of it is about these spaces, right? Tunnels, underground.
I think the name of it is
rooms.
liminal horror, where it's like just never ending.
Right.
And things that like rooms that should look normal, but there's something off about it and it gives you kind of creepy vibes. So yeah, I mean, I think so. I mean, we just have also a lot of kids that have watched, I mean, even though they're moving towards TikTok now, you have a lot of kids that grew up watching horror and TV shows and stuff like that, and they're just taking it to another level.
Good stuff. Good. Yeah. Well, 2 good reviews.
Thanks.
Like it. Awesome.
So you guys are smart. Just be very careful when you're choosing a plaintiff's attorney, a personal injury attorney, which is a specific kind of attorney, and pretty much the only kind you see advertising on television. And most of these guys have a system. I don't consider them attorneys. I consider them injury brokers and master marketers. When you spend more time doing a skit for a commercial than representing your clients, I got no time for you. Mark Cantor at Cantor Injury Law is a true attorney. a true practitioner. He's a true professional. He has tried hundreds of cases. He is not afraid to impanel a jury. He doesn't take cheap settlements. He is great at valuing cases. Make your first call to Mr. Cantor, 314-628-9999 or cantorinjurylaw.com. If you're injured, make your first call to Mr. Cantor, 314-628-9999.
Welcome to Radio Rental. The scariest stories you've ever heard in your life. All told by real people. And off we go.
This wasn't a human being that I saw. There's something here in this house, something not of this world.
There was a woman moving through the hall. I stepped back and I was completely alone.
Radio Rental is available now. Listen for free on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce, spruce, spruce.
It's Spruce, the weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people, pets, and bees. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour, and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Spruce, pet friendly, weed deadly. Find wherever weed killers are sold.
With the new My Lowe's Pro Rewards American Express card, earn 3 points per dollar spent on Lowe's qualifying purchases for the first 6 months after card account opening. Plus, save 5% every day on eligible purchases at Lowe's and earn points on eligible purchases everywhere else Amex is accepted. Card members get more at Lowe's. Subject to credit approval. 5% can't be combined with any other offer. Exclusions and restrictions apply. Points subject to loyalty terms at Lowe's.com/terms and credit reward terms at Synchrony.com/MLPRA-terms. Visit Lowe's.com/business credit.
This is Congressman Bob Onder. Americans demanded border security, and House Republicans delivered. According to the Department of Homeland Security, for 10 consecutive months, U.S. Customs and Border Protection has reported 0 illegal aliens released at the border. I'm proud to have worked with the Trump administration to secure our southern border and uphold our immigration laws, and will keep fighting to advance strong policies that protect Missourians and keep America safe.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Lombardo Homes is known for quality, luxury, and thoughtful design in some of the area's most desirable communities. This season, we're continuing a limited spring opportunity, offering select enhancements designed to elevate your home and your experience. From a finished basement recreation room to premium kitchen and cabinet upgrades, or flexible options like design credits or closing cost savings. These offers are available in select communities for a limited time. Visit LombardoHomes.com or stop by a sales office today.
Don't miss the final home game of the season. Your St. Louis Battlehawks take on the Dallas Renegades Friday, May 29th at 7 p.m. at the Dome. It's Battlehawks Kids Day. Plus, fans can score an Archie bobblehead while supplies last. Tickets start at just $18 at UFLBattlehawks.com. Caw-caw.
100 years, one legendary voice. We live KMOX's century of service. Classic audio, photos, videos, and more at KMOX100.com.
All right, Thursday on DGS. Dave out, back tomorrow. The rest of us in as usual. Janelle joining us in a normal Thursday spot, hanging out. Anything else, movie entertainment-wise, we should be talking about today?
I mean, those are the two big ones I think that are coming out this weekend. I know that He-Man and Scary Movie come out next weekend.
He-Man.
I'm actually looking forward to that movie.
Are you?
Yeah, I am. I mean, I was playing with those toys when I was young.
Okay, can we talk about Scary Movie? I have only seen this promoted in the context of, like, I was watching a show on Bravo and they did one of their weird, like, product placement commercials for it.
Sure.
Is it a complete remake of the original
No.
Scary Movie? Okay,
No,
so this is like
the
Scary
next
Movie
edition.
6.
Yeah.
They're just keeping going with it. Yeah.
Why are they just titling it Scary Movie?
Because they can. I mean,
Yeah, good question. I don't know.
It's
I think
confusing. Call it Scary Movie 6 so I know where I'm at.
I mean, essentially, it is going to be the same as the first one in the sense that it's just taking all the horror films and mocking them and having fun with it.
It has everything. Yeah, it has long legs. It's going to have long legs, weapons. It has all. It's just referring. And the thing is, I don't even know if they should. The reason maybe they're not putting a number on it is because it's not like, I don't want to say it's not like a sequel. And that's the weirdest way to say it, because it is a sequel, but in the same way as it's not. They're just grabbing the current horror movies and they're just making fun of it all again.
Okay. So it's more along the lines of what Jackass is than it is a sequel, right?
Like,
where you just have the same idea, just different versions of the same idea.
I don't think they're doing like a continuation of a story that you had to have seen at the very beginning. So,
I saw, so Anna Faris is obviously in that. She's also going to be in this Spa Weekend movie that's coming out like later in the summer. I saw a commercial for that the other day. It doesn't come out until like August 21st. I thought that was really interesting that they were promoting it so early.
Yeah, it's weird. Sometimes movies like that I would say that come out that early, but I mean we've seen Dune, trailers come out already for stuff that's out in December. Very little as far as Spider-Man goes that's coming out, and then I think Supergirl comes at the end of June. Sometimes those movies that are going to fly under the radar when other bigger things are happening, or at least August is a time of not, I don't want to say it's not the greatest of movies, because like the summer blockbusters.
Kids are going back to school.
Have kind of come and gone. And so they try to get just you like, hey, please come out to the theater still in August and September when all the crap is out there. But that would be my guess. But they're just probably trying to get at least some word out there that something's coming up.
And I realize everything I'm saying is like anecdotal only to my life. But then I didn't realize there was another Toy Story coming out, because I
saw the trailer.
I have not seen any promotion for this whatsoever. And maybe it's just the stuff I'm looking at. It's just Toy Story's not coming up, but I truly had no idea.
Toy Story 5, where they're dealing with an iPad.
I know.
The big bad is an iPad.
Screens. It's an anti-screen movie.
Which is hilarious, because you're going to go
watch it on a screen. Yeah. it's definitely a joke wrapped in a joke, right?
It's like Inception for toys. I don't know.
Don't watch this screen. Watch this big screen.
On this big screen, which then eventually it'll be on a smaller screen that you can watch at home.
And most of the kids will watch that movie on that smaller screen.
And then even a smaller screen when they watch clips of it on TikTok. So,
are you excited about interested about Disclosure Day? Are you going to see that one in advance?
Yeah, we do get to see that one on June 8th. So
okay.
I'm a little excited.
A few days in advance,
right, a few days in advance. Yeah, I mean, Spielberg's it's tracking to be really good. He's always got an interesting vision. The rumor is maybe real footage from Area 51 will be snuck in there. But
you know the conspiracy about this, right?
No.
Like this is actually the precursor to actual disclosure.
Yes.
Like we're getting us ready.
Yeah, that's Spielberg.
I want to talk to the
geniuses. Well, I mean, if anybody would, it'd be somebody tied in.
I don't think the government's going to talk to him.
Come on. Don't ruin the theory. My tinfoil hat will get wrinkled.
Okay.
Chris Ronchi, Amy Mark Scores. The Chris and Amy Show. It's not the same old talk. It's fresh, it's different, and it's local. Chris and Amy dig into the news that matters, but they also keep it light, keep it fun, and keep you smiling. Serious when it needs to be, silly when it can be. That's pure entertainment with a local heartbeat. The Chris and Amy Show, weekdays at 9 on the Voice of St. Louis, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
It's 3:28. This time check is sponsored by Paramount Men's Medical Center.
Let me tell you guys about Dr. Corey Solman, my orthopedic surgeon. He is a super nice guy, and that matters because when you are discussing something like getting a knee replacement or a hip replacement for you or your elderly loved one who may be really afraid of going under general anesthetic, or maybe it's for a young person who's like a little 12-year-old soccer player and tore an ACL or an MCL, and you want someone who can connect with them, not a cold fish, not a God complex surgeon, not someone who's just very cold and austere. That's Corey. He's very cool. He's very nice. He's very funny. He also happens to be one of the very best surgeons in the Midwest. I know so many doctors. As you know, I do lives for many, many doctors, and they send patients back and forth. And all the doctors I know, when someone comes in or they say, hey, by the way, my mom, I think she needs a knee replacement, always send them to Dr. Corey Solman. He's out in Chesterfield. When you call, make sure you let him know that you're from the show because he and I are good buddies. 636-231-5881 or Solman, S-O-L-M-A-N, SolmanOrthopedics.com.
With Fidelity Wealth Management, a dedicated advisor gets to know you and your goals to build a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your wealth. Backed by a team of specialists, They'll analyze all your accounts, even the ones they don't manage, to keep an eye on taxes and provide proactive portfolio insights that can help you unlock your wealth's full potential. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE SIPC.
And Doug.
There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means sitting front row at a comedy show.
Hey everyone, check out this guy and his bird. What is this, your first date?
Oh, no. We help people customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual together. We're married. Me to a human, him to a bird.
Yeah, the bird looks out of your league anyways.
Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local agent.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, we've got a crash on southbound 55 right now. It's in the left center lane in the construction zone there. Before you get to 141, southbound 55 is bumper to bumper back through to Butler Hills. Pretty solid all the way through there right now. If you're on westbound 44, you have heavy traffic west of Lindbergh and pockets out through 141. We had an earlier incident, I believe, near Bowles. It looks like it's been cleared. Westbound 64 slow. Kings Highway to Clayton Skinker. It's slow again from Lindbergh out to about Ballas. And west of Winghaven, stop and go pockets out toward Prospect. It looks like we have an incident just before Prospect on westbound 64. Westbound 70 through Zembel's a little slow. TR Hughes all the way out through Lake St. Louis Boulevard's busy. Downtown eastbound 70 is still slow east of the Mutual Veterans to 64. And eastbound 64 jammed 111 to 157. Southbound Route 3 Monsanto down to Queenie is stop and go as well. I'm Roger Brand at the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Staples presents Celebrations Made Easy.
I went to Staples for a custom printed graduation banner and invites and saw that Party City is now at Staples.
Wait, what?
Party City is now at Staples.
So now Staples has balloons?
Yep.
Decorations?
Yes.
Streamers, cups, table covers?
Yep, Staples has everything for a party. And now buy two, get one free on select foil balloons.
Holy confetti! So the best party started at Staples.
That was easy.
In 613 select stores, exclusions apply. In-store or buy online. Pick up in-store only.
Hi, this is Congresswoman Ann Wagner from Missouri's 2nd District. I work every day to put more money in your pocket, secure the border, protect our shared Missouri values, and keep our communities safe. Whether it's visiting one of my public events in neighborhoods around the district or by contacting my office, I want to hear from you. If you need help with a federal agency, please contact me at wagner.house.gov.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Road Trip Through America's Musical Past as the St. Louis Symphony Orchestra teams up with the sensational doo-wop project for a night of vintage soul and seamless harmonies. Experience the iconic sounds that shaped American music through the evolution of doo-wop, including favorites like Sherry and Walk Like a Man, along with doo-wopified renditions of modern hits and more. Buckle up for a feel-good celebration that brings generations together featuring the doo-wop project and your St. Louis Symphony Orchestra. Saturday, May 30th at Powell Hall. Tickets on sale now at slso.org.
Get inside your Redbirds and the 2026 season every Tuesday at noon. It's All Access with Cardinals manager Ollie Marmol on your voice of the Cardinals, KMOX.
All right, just after 3:30 on DGS. Dave out one more day. He'll be back tomorrow. The rest of us here holding down the fort. Janelle in with us this hour, and our other Dave. Dave Murray is kind enough to join us again. Hello, Dave.
Hello there. I have to ask this question.
Fire away.
Dave's had a week off. Why come back on a Friday?
Probably because the bosses want to do a special thing on Cardinals Cubs. Friday.
Oh, yeah, you might.
No,
be
I don't
right.
know. Good question. I don't know. Maybe just
right.
the way it worked out. I kind of like doing that where I come back for just 1 or 2 days and then go back to the weekend.
And then all of a sudden, the weekend's
Yeah,
over.
you get a little warm up. Yeah, then you can come back to work the rest of the week. So I don't know. I kind of like just planning things that way. Oh, nice.
Okay.
Can I recommend the movie Pressure to
Yeah,
Dave Murray?
Dave, have you been following the movie trailers, the movie Pressure? about
Not
World
at
War
all.
II. It's about
No.
the meteorologists
It's about
that
the-
planned D-Day.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. I know
So you
all
better
about
be
that.
there opening day.
Yeah. I'm also, I haven't watched any of it, the World War II that Tom Hanks is doing.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Janelle was
what-
just telling about us during the break.
Is it worth watching? Is it worth the investment?
I was listening to it on the podcast on the
Okay.
but so far it's been great. Yeah.
Okay. It's on my list.
I'm assuming, Dave, that you've seen the, the Band of Brothers and things along those
Yes,
lines.
all that stuff.
Yeah. What a
I
great.
love all that stuff.
Did any of you guys see the Masters of the Sky?
Masters of the Air.
Master of the Air that was out recently. It's about all the bomber pilots in World War II and all of that.
Yep.
It was what, a year ago that it came out?
It's about
Something like that. So during that show, I was just it was jogging things. My grandfather, my mom's dad, was one of those guys. Not at that place, but he was in a lot of those theaters. And he was a gunner on a bomber. They got shot. He showed me his scars and all that when I was a little kid. And it made me start looking into like his service. He was in all of the places they were in that show.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Oh, there's just so many good ones like
Yeah.
Fury and Dunkirk and
Oh, man. Obviously,
Yeah, my
Saving
dad-
Private Ryan's
Right.
definitely right up
Yeah,
there.
It's kind of a weird story since I'm a meteorologist, but my dad was in the Navy, and the ship that he was on got delayed. He was supposed to be in that action.
Oh, on D-Day?
On D-Day.
Wow.
But the ship got delayed because of the weather.
Oh.
And so he missed the beginning of it.
It's a fantastic movie. Like I said, it's very interesting in watching them deal with no computer models. That it was all
Nothing.
weather balloon. And,
Nothing.
yeah, it was. It's really good. And it's a real. Like I was explaining to them, it's a real short movie, hour 40 minutes. I really think you'd enjoy it.
Man,
we really had just discovered the jet stream, that there was
Yes,
even
and which is
something
brought
like
in.
that.
Yeah, it's brought up in that movie. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Very good.
What's really I'm not joking about this. This is this to me is a serious thing. It's amazing, Dave, that if not for the weather, you might not be talking to us.
Mm-hmm.
Because
That's
a lot
true.
of those guys that hit the beach at D-Day did not make it.
No.
That's crazy.
That's very true.
Wow.
I never really thought about it that way.
That's really
Now,
wild,
thank
man.
you.
I mean, I
You've just ruined my day.
Well, no, it blows my mind, but like it's just so funny. And I know that you can draw any line backward and find coincidences, right? I mean, like,
Sure.
of course you can do that. It's just a fascinating thing that you're Dave Murray, the weatherman, and the weather was a big part of how that whole operation played out for your dad.
Yeah,
Very weird, huh?
Yeah.
My great grandparents left Poland before all that started
Oh,
happening.
wow.
So yeah,
Man.
it's crazy.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild. Well, obviously, Dave, you now have a good movie recommendation.
Yay.
Yes,
I'll be seeing
I will
that.
check it out.
What are we looking at this week? How's everything
Well,
going?
two things. First of all, we've been talking about the full moon, second full moon
Mm-hmm.
of May is this weekend, known as the blue moon. It will not turn blue.
Oh.
It is because it's once in a blue moon
Mm.
that it happens. 2 full moons in a month. Also, I don't know if you guys been watching this, but the planets Venus and Jupiter in the western evening sky, they are spectacular right now. I know
Yeah.
we've had a lot of clouds, but keep it on your calendar or in your mind, because come the 8th of June, those 2 planets are going to appear to be very close to each other. Now,
Uh-huh.
obviously, they're not. I don't know why I have to say that, but they're not. They're just going
They're
to
gonna
appear.
collide.
No, stop
Watch
it.
out.
Stop it.
But the big one's going to eat the little one.
When will we see the explosion?
Yeah. Yeah, I did notice that last night, just accidentally. I just was taking the dogs out, and I looked. I'm like, wow, that was bright.
So
That-
you can
yeah, that's
accidentally.
cool. It's very cool looking.
Yeah.
So you can accidentally see planets, but Dave can't find the moon.
I found the moon last night. It was looking glorious. I sent a picture to the group chat.
That is fake news.
Yeah, you did.
Tomorrow, but-
Yeah,
It was
Rach sent us a
beautiful
really
moon
yeah.
in Forest Park I saw last night.
Yeah, and then I sent a GIF
Mm-hmm.
because that's what I do. Not a gift, a GIF.
There you go. I was gonna say, if it's just that easy to get a gift
I
out
mean,
of you,
yeah, I sent the moon with the little boy in ET flying across.
there you go.
It's how we looking. It's been pretty great.
Yeah, it's relatively a very quiet weather pattern. The rains continue to stay way off to our south and southwest. They're not moving anywhere because we're in this block. But basically a lot of clouds around overnight tonight. Mostly cloudy Friday, maybe a spot shower, but really tough to find. 81. Clouds dominate Friday night. Saturday, a changeable sky, kind of a mix of clouds and sunshine. 83 degrees, and Sunday mostly sunny and 81.
All
no big
right.
storms in sight, no thunderstorms in sight.
Man, great weekend for Cards and Cubs, man.
Yeah, perfect.
That's pretty awesome. Because I think this is, I mean, I haven't talked to the team at all or anything like that, but I'm sure these games will be either sold out or close to it.
You would hope so.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. There are times where you know, like the last couple of years, it might not have been, but there's been some enthusiasm. Plus, it's the Cubs, so you're going to have a good mix of people coming down for the games there too. Just like we always have a big mix of people going up to Chicago when the games are at Wrigley Field. Yeah, be good times. That sounds like a great weekend to get out to the ballpark. Might have to do that. I'll be at other ballparks typically. Much smaller ones. Want to do some headlines, Rach?
Yeah. Okay. My first couple of headlines are very heavy, so let's skip ahead a little bit.
Okay.
Here. So we all know Gretchen Whitmer. She's the Democratic governor of Michigan. She says she is ruling out a White House run in 2028. I think that's something maybe a lot of people have been anticipating because she is a little bit of a star in the Democrat Party right now. But she says, yeah, there's going to be a robust group of people running for president in 2028, but I'm not going to be one of them. She says she's been talking over her future, and a bunch of people have just given her the advice to take a little bit of time. So not 2028, but it's sounding like maybe farther on.
In other words, you can't win.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Like, I don't really know
At
what
least not now,
2028
is what
is
I'm
going
saying.
to be like. It's
Great
going to be
question.
really interesting to see like who is the front runner in each of the parties.
I mean, at least on the Republican side, you have the people that are in place that can be, you know, like J.D. Vance is right there. I mean, like you have, I think, more obvious candidates.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure on the Democrat. I know this. It won't be Joe.
Yeah.
Did you see this today, or yesterday?
Jill
Biden doing the interview. Did you see this?
Yeah, I did.
So for people that missed it, she just did an interview where she said, watching him at the debate in 2024, we all know the debate where it was awful and he was slow and he wasn't doing very well and looked like he was ill. She said, I was watching that and worried he was having a stroke. But that's not what you said at the time.
No.
At the time, you said, you did great, buddy. You answered all the questions. She treated him like a child, and the White House said he had a cold.
But maybe
and
that's
now,
why she's so, like, amazed he answered all the questions.
Yeah.
He was having this-
I mean, but, like, this is just... You guys were all mad at the general public because we saw what we saw and we knew what we knew, and you're trying to gaslight us and tell us we're wrong, and now you're saying you thought he was having a stroke? Come on, man. And then you allowed all of the... I mean,
It's going to be interesting to see the backpedaling a lot of people are going to be doing on a lot of subjects in the coming years. I'll say that. That's all I'm going to say.
It's just ridiculous.
Okay, the poor rating of moral values in the United States has hit a record high. Americans at large are giving the nation's moral compass its harshest review since Gallup started asking about it in 2002. 56% of respondents to this Gallup poll described the U.S. moral value as poor. That's up 12 points from just last year.
Are they, this is maybe a weird question that's not answerable in there. Are they talking about the morality, the moral compass of the government or just of the people in general, kind of the vibe?
I think it's the entirety of the country, but it does get broken down, and around 69% of Americans say that government policies have a significant effect on moral values.
Okay.
45% say the government should be involved in promoting moral values, but 50% still say it should not.
Yeah,
Just an
I'd like to
interesting
get to the
poll.
point where people that are in office in government cannot lie to us before they're going to tell us about morality. I mean, and I don't care. That's a nonpartisan observation. We've been gaslit by too many people for too long. Until you guys can tell the truth and apply the same standards to yourself that are applied to the rest of us, I don't want to hear from them about morality at all.
Yeah, but don't you think, I mean, that this survey really says a lot, because it seems that most people agree that moral values are getting worse, but no one wants to hold themselves accountable.
Well, it's
enough
always the
in
other
order
people's
to,
values that are getting
Right,
worse. Yeah, that's
exactly.
exactly what it is. It's the same stupid team sport we're playing regularly. It's like, well, their morals are the bad ones and mine are the good ones, but then everybody thinks that. So then, of course, everybody's going to think that things are worse because they always think the enemy is worse.
All right, let's close out with a cheery topic. I'm just gonna skip those first two. I'm like, man, I don't want to talk about this right now. America's 250th birthday party has unveiled their lineup. So this will all be happening at the National Mall stage, and it's a 90s cast. So yesterday, organizers unveiled the first slate of acts for the Great American State Fair. This is a 16-day World's Fair-style event scheduled for the 25th of June through the 10th of July, and it's going to be on the mall between 4th and 14th Streets. Headlining June 26th, Vanilla Ice, Milli Vanilli, and Young MC. So that's exciting. Country star Martina McBride is scheduled to be the opening act on June 25th, with the Commodores and Morris Day and the Time playing on June 27th.
Did you see Morris Day and the Time came out and said, no, we're not going to do that?
Really?
Yeah, they came out and said, we will not be performing at the Great American. And isn't one of the Milli Vanillis dead?
I think so.
Just Millie.
I don't know if it's Millie or Vanilli.
Is it Millie or a Vanilli?
Rach, what's the name of this event again?
It's called the Great American State Fair.
I'm sorry, Rachel, go ahead.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. Flo Rida is going to perform on July 2nd and Bret Michaels on July 3rd.
So everybody that had no plans is performing.
So
admission is
this is
free.
basically just the parade of has-beens.
Wait a minute. And if Milli Vanilli was lip syncing, I could perform as Milli
Yes,
Vanilli, right?
anybody could be a Milli or a Vanilli.
Yeah. Or dead, we could get somebody up there.
You do have to be able to pull off the dance routine that
Oh,
they
I
did,
grew
but
up
it
in
wasn't
the
that
80s. Come
complicated.
on
You know,
now,
it wasn't
yeah.
that hard.
I can swing my hair.
This is what we can do: Milli Vanilli and Vanilla Ice. What are we doing? Why bother? That's like, I mean, like that's not a great American. That's like a county fair. Those are the acts they're going to go play at like the Chesterfield 4th of July festival.
State Fair is in the title, Kevin.
I know, but I mean, this is not a
state
fair. It's bigger than that. It's supposed to be the Great American State Fair. This is like your church Sunday fair.
This is really interesting.
Hey, Bret Michaels is here. He used to be something 30 years ago.
Well, Janelle, you're right. Morris Day of Morris Day and the Time said he won't be performing. And Young MC is also saying, like, I have told my agents I'm not performing at this event. So I guess, like, multiple acts, their agents were like, yes, we will be there. And the artists themselves are going, nah, I really don't want to be a part of this. So interesting.
Should we get some real people?
Who do you want to see? Metallica?
I mean, yeah, but sure. But like anybody that actually has talent? Anybody that's been something for the last 30 years? Why are we all in flashback mode?
Milli Vanilli won a Grammy.
Vanilla Ice? He's a real estate guy. Thank you, Dave.
All right.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, they cleared the crash we had southbound 55 before you get to 141. Traffic is still very heavy, so bumper to bumper. In fact, it looks like they may have an incident just south of Butler Hills. So stop and go from 270 most of the way down through Merrimack Bottom on southbound 55. Westbound 44 from 270 out through 141. You've got a lot of congestion running through there. Southbound 270 busy, Olive to Ladue, 64 down to Manchester. After that, it's not so bad. South 170 bogs down. Approaching Ladue down to 64. Westbound 64 bunches up Kings Highway out through McCausland. And then it's slow west of Clarkson to Topgolf, and it's jammed from almost Winghaven out to that crash we have before Prospect right now. If you're on westbound Highway 70, you've got some heavy traffic running right at the Blanchette Bridge. Bumper-to-bumper stuff from 79 to Highway K, then it's not so bad. Eastbound 70 slow through our city. Eastbound 370 at 270, we have an incident. Eastbound 370 is jammed back to the Mills. Northbound 170 from 70 up to Airport Road's heavy. Eastbound 70 east of the Musial Veterans to 64 slow, and eastbound 64 has delays east of 111 through 157. I'm Roger Brand at the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Right now, inflation is squeezing budgets, and global events can shake up the markets overnight. If you're close to retirement, you don't get unlimited do-overs, so this is not the time to just hope it works out. That's why Steve Auld and the team at the All Financial Group are hosting an upcoming educational seminar called Retirement Simplified, June 16th at the All Financial Group office. You'll learn how rising costs could drain your spending power, how political and economic headlines may impact your returns, and whether your retirement strategy is truly stress tested for today's economy. This event is complimentary, and you must reserve your seat today. 636-230-8824. You can also get more details online at yourmoneymattersstl.com.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, or registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions. The All Financial Group is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the U.S. government or any other government agency.
Feel the rhythm and turn it up, St. Louis. Legendary rock icons Santana and the Doobie Brothers are bringing the heat to Hollywood Casino Amphitheater June 20th for the Oneness Tour 2026. From Black Magic Woman to Listen to the Music, this is the concert event fans don't want to miss. It'll be a summer night soon not forgotten. Santana, the Doobie Brothers. Tickets available at Ticketmaster.com. For more info, go to KMOX.com/events.
Renewal by Andersen is the #1 window and door brand for customer service. Schedule your free inspection today. Call 877-WINDOWS. That's 877-WINDOWS. Or head to rbastl.com.
Lunch was great, but this traffic is awful.
Can we stop at a bathroom?
Are you all right?
I keep having stomach issues after eating, like diarrhea, gas and bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools.
Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, you're not alone. Most importantly, you don't have to live with it. Paramount Men's Medical Center restores men's sex lives in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, even when Viagra and Cialis don't work. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
Paramount Men's Medical Center's painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. 98% of patients see instant results right in the office.
Men are now lasting longer than they ever imagined. And the best part, at Paramount Men's Medical Center, your consultation and first treatment are free. Qualified patients even get their testosterone checked free. Call 314-720-8444. 314-720-8444. Take control of your sex life. Call now. 314-720-8444.
Broadcasting from the Scott Credit Union Studio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
I get ready to wrap up this hour. DGS on a Thursday. Janelle, you going to any of the games this weekend?
No.
They're not day games, so you don't get to go in the sun. I know you're a big fan of being in the sun.
Night games, yeah.
It's going to be warm enough, though.
It will be warm enough, but those prices are probably going to be a little out
That's
of
good.
mama's
No,
reach.
it's a good point. Cubs. This is not really your weekend for discount tickets for anybody. Normally, they're pretty readily available, but when you get rivalries like this, it's just not going to happen.
No.
It's not going to happen.
No. It should be a good time, though. It'll be great
All
for my
night
couch.
games. There's no day games this weekend. Everything is a night game this weekend. So, you get the primetime Sunday night, broadcast. And should be fun.
Which means all day baseball.
Yeah. So will you be scoring at home, though?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easier or harder to score at home?
Harder to score at home.
Because the broadcasters have always said this. Have you ever, they're like, and if you're scoring at home.
Which sometimes I super
And
appreciate.
I was like, who scores at home? But apparently, yeah. No, seriously, apparently people do.
Sometimes it's, when there was a double play that happened the other day and it was like 1-3-5 and it was like, and he said, for those scoring, I was like, oh, thank God, because I was like watching it and I was like, who had it? And like sometimes there's ones where, like somebody's being picked off going to, and it's, you'll have like 5 to 4 to 2 to 1 to 5 to, and it's like, I just need to know how to get this.
You want a challenge?
No.
Score a 14U baseball game.
No.
You'll have your 1, 3, 2, 4, 6, 5, 7, 8 put out.
I'd be like, out
That's
number
how
one.
that's how rundowns go. It's like nonstop. You're like, oh my God, somebody just tag him. Somebody just tag him. Stop throwing the ball around.
Yeah, no. At home, it's more difficult just because like the dogs.
Yeah, I get you. Distractions. All right, well, enjoy it. Have a good weekend. Thanks
You
for coming
too.
in. Obviously, a lot of other. We got Mike Elam coming up after the top of the hour here on DGS. Let me tell you about Game Day Men's Health, and you can find him at GameDayMen'sHealth.com. I was just in today, by the way. So today was kind of like the regular check-in that you do to make sure everything's going the way that it is. And I was in and out of there in 15 minutes, and that included socializing. Matt's the owner. He's there. He's a great guy. I love talking to him. His dog was there. I'm sitting there playing with the dog. Even with all that, I got in, got out. This was blood test day, and we'll talk about the results next week to make sure that everything is the way that we want it to be. And let me tell you, that's how it works at Game Day Men's Health. This is a very individualized program that will fit your needs to make you feel the way that you want to feel. Going back more than a year ago, because I've been going there now for a year, I felt every minute of my age and maybe more. It's a busy time of year for me, right? It's like I got a full-time job. I'm coaching 15, 20 hours a week. I'm getting my 5 workouts in a week as well. And I'm blowing through it this summer like I haven't in years, thanks to Game Day Men's Health. I'm on the testosterone replacement therapy. My numbers were low when I went in. Now they're not. Now they're where they were 10, 12, 15 years ago, which is why I feel like I did 10, 12, 15 years ago. And maybe that would be what works for you. Maybe not. Medical weight loss is a great option there. If you're looking to go that route, they've got their own pharmacy, so great prices. They've got all kinds of options for ED treatments, peptides for everything you can think of, including for hair growth too. So a lot of great options for you. You got to get in there and check it out. And when you're there, by the way, tell them that you heard me talking about it on KMOX. Say, hey, Kevin Wheeler sent me in. They'll knock $50 off your first purchase, and